Hey guys, how you doing? This is episode 94.
Sounds right.
That sounds right. And the big news, we had to get on, we had to record an episode today because we're going to spend the next 2 hours shitting on Diablo 4. I think is really going to be I know Stolt loves it. He's having a good time, and every time I start bringing up, like I'm playing it, I start saying anything, you can just see him just like, shut the fuck up. Like, this game rocks. You're stupid as fuck.
Just some nitpicks, just some nitpicks. We're going to be talking about Baby Gronk, rizzing up Livy, of course.
Yeah,
he's the new Riz King, potentially. We could take LSU to the big game, so that's big news.
You saw that clip?
God, it's everywhere. Yeah, I want to first. I mean, like everyone. First time I saw it, I was like, "What is this guy even?"
I thought I
hadn't even heard of Baby Gronk.
I thought I was so like unplugged. I was like, dude, I've lost it. This is the moment. I've lost it. And then I realized like the joke is nobody knows what the fuck that is.
Dude, some people out there know exactly both those things. I'd heard of Livy before. I had never heard of Baby Gronk. I'm fucking like fourth grader that's averaging 5 touchdowns. Like, that's just being decent in fourth grade. I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like my grandparents got lost when entertainment went from TV to the internet. Oh, yeah. And they're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But now I feel like I'm them when everybody's like going to TikTok
on their phones, swiping,
and there's a whole like wave of shit happening on TikTok, and I'm like, what the hell's going on over there? I need to get on it.
Do you think that guy did that as a total joke, like the baby Gronk rizzed up Livy, or do you think that's kind of what he does on TikTok and that's his lane? Is that one of those little candies where you bite it and then drink it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
oh, those are good.
These things, I got it from Cracker Barrel.
Oh.
Yep. Ate there because we decided like we didn't want to cook, and we're like the kids would love
like only jobs.
Yeah, the kids would have loved the country store. Because as a kid, I used to like
there's like wind up airplane.
Yeah,
checkers.
There's all that shit. And of course they go there and they see that stupid, like the quintessential lollipop, the big the one that little Dutch boy has in his hand.
Little cartoon kids love.
Yep. And I'm like, you're not gonna like it. I know, I get it. It looks good. You're not gonna. It's just like the giant Jawbreaker. Like Jawbreakers suck.
It's impossible. It's like a Herculean task to finish.
And not only that,
your mouth gets all fucked up. You're like,
they suck.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, I want it. That's a giant lollipop. And I'm like, fuck. So we bought it. And of course, they're girls. I didn't put up their fucking hair first. So they like lick one side, then lick the other. And then when they go to lick one side, their hair just sticks into and I'm like, oh, fuck. And
gross.
and they're constantly like putting it down on stuff and then picking it up, licking it. And there's like a leaf stuck to the other side of the lollipop. Yeah, it's
Did you get them each one or did they have to share?
No, I got them each one. I mean, like, because they fight over
big lollipops. Oh my god!
Hey,
in this economy,
yeah.
Big Cracker Barrel. Did they still have Weasel Ball there?
I have no idea.
Every time I went, they have like that little ball with like a weasel tail on it, and it rolls around. What the fuck are those? You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Those are for like cats. Those aren't for human beings.
No, but they sell them at Cracker Barrel for kids.
I thought that was like the cat department.
Is there a cat department at Cracker Barrel? My parents were sending me to the wrong section. That's why I always thought it was so lame.
That one
There's
fucking
that
toy.
And catnip and cat food and
there's no way that is litter. Meant for like actual kids.
I think kids go crazy for it. Weasel Ball. See if your kids would like it. It just kind of rolls around in no set order.
I remember a long time ago, like my first. It wasn't my first, but it was like. Ball. It was like an early idea I had for a video. I was like, oh, I'll get like a bunch of weird like off-brand sodas and have like a video like doing like taste tests on them or something. And I went to all these different places to get them. And then all the comments were just like, what'd you go to Cracker Barrel and buy every soda there? These aren't hard to get there at Cracker Barrel. And I was there yesterday and sure as shit. Like
they do have a lot of crazy sodas.
A rack of them. Yeah. Every soda that failed in like the 50s. There
like a year ago, I remember I was blown away by, the categories of soda, and they had it was butterscotch root beer or something, just kind of similar to butterbeer, like the 1.5 part of Universal Studios that's really worth it. In the Harry Potter world, they've got butterbeer. I don't know if you've had it. You would know it if you've had it. It's delicious.
I have not, dude. I was a huge fan of Harry Potter, but I never went there.
It's like beer. It's like another cool element to it because you're like, oh my god, I'm not supposed to be having this.
Yeah,
butter. You know, I'm not allowed to have that much butter in my house either. And you put them together, somehow it's just like butterscotch root beer, basically. It's so goddamn good. They have that kind of. They have it like. Oh, now that I remember, almost directly. And the font is even in like knockoff Harry Potter font at Cracker Barrel.
Really?
Yeah, like with the little lightning on the bottom and stuff, little squigglies.
You know, I feel like
definitely worth.
Is it that good, or is it just that you're surrounded by Harry Potter shit? Because if it was that good, they would just sell it on shelves at the grocery store. Keeps it,
but then people go there just for the butterbeer. You know, they're spending hundreds of dollars.
That's what I'm saying.
So what do you? Is it really? Yeah, it's both. It is that good, and also they want to hoard their wealth and keep it, you know, in this little Harry Potter realm. That way you keep going back. I've been back 15 times just for butterbeer. I skip the line. I just fucking go right up there, grab one. Woof.
I for one, am boycotting it because of J.K. Rowling.
She didn't. I heard that someone else wrote that. All the food and drink. And a chef write it. Yeah. The most delicious drink in the world. Pumpkin juice and butterbeer. Oh, sounds so fucking gross, pumpkin juice. But butterbeer sounds good. Tastes better.
Yeah. Dude, when I was a kid, I went to, we didn't have Renaissance fairs here. We have Civil War reenactments.
Oh, worse.
A lot worse, dude. I would love to go to one of those now, but as a kid, my mom used to bring me to all these like Civil War battles and shit, like battlegrounds, and try to teach me like the history of it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is so stupid.
What they teach you in school isn't necessarily right, Sam.
Yeah. See, what this was it was northern aggression, is what you would tell me.
States' rights.
Yeah, it's all about states' rights. I don't get. See, there was some black people fighting for the South.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck. Shut up, you little kid, and just listen. Goddamn, the North attacked the South.
Go shoot that cannon. Shut up.
And there was this guy that would have a tent at these Civil War reenactments, and he had like, as a kid, I'm an idiot. And so
you don't have to say as a kid for that, but yeah, go on. Only about ages 8 to 12.
That was my prime idiot phase.
Yeah.
Since then, I've really sharpened up. But this guy would have a little tent, and then he would have a little countertop, and then he had these tiny little casks of like, they were like these wooden little barrels, and you would he had like homemade soda pops, and he would have like cream soda, he would have like root beer and stuff. And they were so fucking cold, dude. You'd get them in like a tankard, and the tankard would get frosty on the outside because how cold they were.
And a frosty tankard? My God.
Yeah.
How cold are you? It's freezing wood over like that?
Not a wooden tankard. These were metal. And you paid for the tankard. I think you got like refills or some shit. But anyways,
sweet.
But it was way more soda
than ideas.
It was like a big gulp worth. Like, it was huge. Yeah. And of course, my little ass arm, I was just like, this is so heavy. Like, to carry this big metal thing.
We need a St. Bernard to carry this, put it around its neck.
Yeah. Can my refill be like just that much, a soda pop at the bottom? But I was like, how does he keep it so cold in that little wooden thing? The wooden cask is empty. It's just a hose coming from a refrigerator behind him. And then he just opens the front. But that baffled me for the longest time. And then like one day I was just like, yeah, doy, it's not real. You dumbass, it's not real.
Oh, that sucks. I probably would have never figured that out. I'd be living with that mystery till I died. Tankards, though, you know, what happened to them? Can we get back to tankards?
My brother used to have like a whole collection of, not tankards, what are those things called?
I know exactly, like something horn, or what are they called? Are you talking about like the commemorative big fucking mug things that? Yeah,
they have the little thumb.
It's
like a divorced dad collector item, yeah.
There was on that website a big sale of those recently. I tried to get a couple. They've got some crazy ones. They've got like
there's cool.
The full thing is a dog.
Yeah.
And you open up its mouth or something like that. That's cool. Couldn't get it.
It's like
Apparently,
the male equivalent of like collecting spoons or plates.
Yeah. I think your brother was on there outbidding me. Someone was going crazy for some of those. I'm like, damn, dude, they're not that cool.
Some guy was trying to decorate his man cave, and he was like, I need more flagons.
You cannot drink out of them. What are those called? They're called...
They're not flagons. They're not tankards. It's some German name.
Flankards. It's something... Oh my
this
God,
is
I don't want to
there's
Google
there's
it.
some audience member that is
like,
screaming at the top
I've
of his
got 100 of those. Commemorative.
Things that are impossible to wash while you're doing it.
Okay, whoa, I got it. Commemorative mug thing.
Why do you have to say commemorative? Like
beer stein.
A beer stein. There
because
you go.
I think when I think of them, they all are like commemorative for something. Like they. Oh yeah, beer stein. Yeah. Beer stein. They got. It is like a very German thing, huh?
Name, yeah. Actually, Stein's a Jewish name. Maybe it's maybe they're Jewish. You're supposed to drink Manischewitz out of those.
I don't even know what that is, but that's funny.
Have you ever had Manischewitz? No, wait, you don't know what that is?
Okay. I drink it all the time. I have no idea what it is, though.
Like I said, I'm getting crisper with age. Yeah, this at some point my mind is going to be honed when I'm in my 40s.
Second Celsius, and I'm like, the what? Commemorative
It's because you drank the second one. The first one is the one that sharpens you up. The second one dulls you again. Yeah. But Manischewitz, dude, it's like wine made out of Concord grapes. And they
like Welch's Sparkling,
sort of, but Welch's Sparkling has a cleaner taste in this. This is super thick, and they don't leave it in the cask or whatever long enough for it to actually like taste like good wine. It's like in between. It's just like soured grapes. It's not good. And it's not very good. It has very like low alcohol per volume or whatever. And but Chinese people fucking love it. Apparently, their biggest market isn't even Jewish people anymore. It's Chinese people.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like KFC.
Yeah. Wait, do Chinese people like KFC?
This is going to now be something where it's like at my high school, this is just some wicked rumor or something. But I remember people talking about like China saved KFC because it became so popular over there that it like stopped them from going out of business. But I don't really know how that would be a negative like thing for people to have been saying, but I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. Like all things I say on here, I'm not totally sure if it's true. I just heard a guy say it once.
No, you just say it with absolute confidence, and then nobody calls you on it. That's what I do.
China saved KFC.
Yeah, that's a damn
probably
fact.
Arby's. I don't know who's saving Arby's currently. Probably Zimbabwe or something. It's somewhere.
I was just on Harley's podcast, and he was talking about. I think it was him. I forgot already. He was we're talking. Yeah, we were talking about fast food places, and they were talking about Arby's and how consistent it was and how good it is. They're like, it's actually really good, and I'm like, I just don't believe you. I just fucking don't. There's no way it can be that good.
You know what I got from there all the time in college? Devin and like Omid, they always say that I love Arby's. I don't love Arby's. Okay, it was just close to my house, and it was dirt cheap. I would get €1 from there, which is insane that they even have it.
Yeah, why would they even?
It was pretty good. And at a point, they had a fish sandwich on a Hawaiian roll. And I'm like, this is going to be real gross. Like, I knew it at the time. I'm like, I'm stepping over a line.
Yeah.
It rocked. It was pretty good. I only got it once. I didn't dare be the guy that keeps getting them out of fear of being ridiculed.
Yeah.
But I might be on Harley's side here. Surprisingly consistent with those euros. You know, never a bad one. Never a great one.
No,
but
it's always concerned me that like Arby's has a lot of their stuff's like roast beef.
Yeah, I don't even really like roast beef that much.
I love it, but I want to see it being cut in front of me because it's like kind of raw, you know. Like I want to make sure it's fresh, and it's like roast beef from a fast food place.
Yeah,
seems like food poisoning waiting to happen.
I used to like roast beef because I get it on my Subway sandwiches all the time. And then it started having, like, I don't know if it's just a natural attribute of roast beef, but I noticed every once in a while at my Subway, there'd be like a pearlescent on the roast beef. It would have like an almost oily look on top, like oil and water. And I'm like, this is gross.
Yeah,
and
that's
it
gross.
started tasting kind of weird. And there'd be big, like green cartoon lines coming off of it and with turning into skull and crossbones.
Yeah, the smoke would turn into skulls. That's so when you know it's bad.
I cut it off, and at that point I'm like, okay, well, a fast food place where their whole thing is that shit I don't like, I'm not gonna love it. But then when they introduced a gyro, I'm like, I've never had that at Subway. I'll give that a shot.
Couple more fucking noises like that, I'm gonna have to get the broomstick and hit the ceiling. Abby's
weird.
Up there
right
dropping
when you did
shit.
that, my music paused for no reason. I thought something had happened. It was a cataclysmic event.
Abby dropped the plate up here, and it turns off your music over there.
I do have a slight update. I know people are probably dying to be, kept in the know-how about my yard. And
is it a complete sand pit?
I thought I'd give a soil sample. This is what we're looking at right now. I don't know if you can see how straw-like and dead this is. This is just off right by the door. This is not good. Completely barren. I got some dirt in there, too. This is the greenest thing I got on there. There is signs of hope. Like a little fern.
Until you yanked it out of the ground.
Well, I needed a good
Hey, roommate,
sample,
there
too.
is something still growing here. Let me pick this up as evidence for the podcast. Boink.
It's literally like hay, though. I kind of want to light it on fire and then put it in my brazier, but maybe not. It'll go up in a second. Yeah, the yard, and now it hasn't. We need that rain. I feel like an old man. I keep saying that like every day. I'm like, when's that rain going to come? We could really use the rain here, because now even the backyard that I didn't destroy is dying.
It happens so quick. As soon as you get into a place that you're responsible for, and it's not an apartment, all of a sudden,
I mow the grass every once in a while and tend to it. Dude, now that I'm the groundskeeper and I protect my lawn,
I hit like 25, and then I was like talking to my brother on the phone. I was just like, dude, we need rain. Like, this grass is dying. I was like stomping around in the backyard. And I was like, what the fuck am I talking about? Like, it happened so quick. I was just like a dad. And I was pissed off because the people that had the house before us put the bushes too close to the house. And I remember just like talking to Abby about
our landscaping that was already here. I'm like, what is this? Like, where's the forethought in this kind of bush?
I'm like, these bushes are going to get way too big, and then they're going to be touching the house. Like, you should always have an avenue where you can walk along the edge of your house without hitting a bush.
My fucking house, yeah.
Yeah, there should be like a little walking space. And I was like bitching about it with Abby. I was like, when did I get so fucking old that this is my main concern?
Dude, the bush should have a landing strip where you can walk through. But dude, it hit me. I mean, I literally just turned 21 a week ago, or 25. I'm just a boy. I turned 25 a week ago. My brain hasn't fully developed. Yeah. But
a week ago? No, you're 1 week mature. 25
I'm 1 week fully developed, and I was on a golf course yesterday having a blast golfing, and I was like feeling the grass out there, and I'm like, this course really could use the rain. Like, it's getting everywhere. It's really dry out, and I was getting worried about the kind of quality of the greens. I'm like, what the fuck is... I used to worry about pussy, and money.
Yeah.
And now I'm much more interested in hardscaping and landscaping. Yesterday I found myself, there's just an old everything gardening book in my house. I was flipping through that for 30 minutes looking at like, oh, this is how I repot my plants. That's actually great. Yeah. It's great information. Like, oh, these are what's native to Indiana. Awesome. What the fuck am I used to watch porn for that long. Yeah. But now I can't. Now my mind's too scattered and developed.
The that guy that I went on that did the mushroom video with, he's really into like horticulturalism and stuff. And so like, and he's like really into mushrooms.
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. And I was thinking about it. I was like, the one thing I've hit him up for, I have not been like, hey, you got some like mushrooms? No, yeah. I messaged him. I was like, do you think viburnums would fill this gap in the woods here good? And he's like, yeah, I guess like viburnums would be great for that. Those are like a great border hedge. And I was just like, that is like the most adult thing I've texted anybody in a long time. And now I'm on the hunt for border hedgery.
I know I disappoint my mom too in many ways, but like botany especially, because that's always been her first business was a plant shop, and it didn't do well because it's a plant shop or whatever, and it's exploded. And now, you know, she's still like, she's always had the green thumb, and like our house has got all these awesome plants there. She can name them all, fucking their scientific name.
Yeah.
And she came up on my birthday or a couple days after. It's like, what has happened here? Like, my lawn is devastated. She came up bringing me a new plant, and I could see her being like, okay, see ya. Like, this plant's not gonna make it.
Yeah, you're dropping
she came
it
in
off
my
to
house.
die.
It was like, that's overwatered. That's underwatered. That's getting too much sun. This has got like bugs. I'm like, I can't. Like, I need more basic. I mean, she brought me a big cactus, so I'm really hoping like this will be hard.
You can't fuck that up. Yeah,
it is badass though, because it's like the pot is like this big.
Yeah.
And why's my music keep pausing? Are you doing that?
No, I'm not doing that.
Did Abby drop another plate, dude? What is happening? It's going
Abby,
into the recording. Stolt's gonna beat my ass. He's heard too much Ava by now.
Abby also does like a bunch of planning and stuff, and she has her own. Are you actually talking? Okay, you just moved your mouth a lot.
I was just being totally autistic. I was
Well, I was
making noises. My bad.
She does like, she has this big fiddle fig upstairs that she's like so proud of because it's huge.
It's
and
a funny name for a plant.
It is, yeah. And they're notoriously hard to keep track of and keep alive.
Need a couple of those.
And I was like, hey, do you think you could, like, because every room has potted plants in it. I was like, do you think you could have like a potted plant for my office down here? And she did it, and then she spent so much like time like getting it right and everything in this huge pot. And it's basically like one of those big elephant ear things, but one that's made for like inside. I don't know, like that's not what it is, but
big leafed plant.
It's a big leafy bitch, yeah. And because down here I don't get a lot of direct sunlight through the windows.
It's not horrible though. I mean, just looking behind you, it's the first time we've done a podcast where like I see the light outside.
Yeah,
decent light in there.
Yeah, it's honestly dark. It is dark as fuck.
I got a slight light.
I didn't even know you had the little basement window.
Yeah, creepy little window. Yeah, sometimes I hear scratching from all the stray cats. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Anyway, I put it down here, and she'll come in every once in a while and just finger it. She'll put her finger down into the soil, and then she'll just look at me like, yeah. She'll pull it out, look at the inner. When was the last time you fucking watered this? This is. Yeah. And she's like, every 3 days you fill up one of these to here, and then you put it in. Mm-hmm. And I don't keep track of them the way I should. I just don't have the love for it.
Yeah, it's the only way there's a couple plants where I've kept alive for a couple years, but it's because I was doing like this psycho, like, okay, this one was given to me by my grandma. This one was given to me by my mom. I'm like, this is a reflection of like my love for this person. And if I don't tend to this plant and keep it alive, like I've lost my connection to my grandmother. Yeah. And so I fight for it to live. And my mom one right now is the one where it's looking pretty bad. And she came over and was like, that is so fucked. Like that is wildly overwatered. I didn't know like she gave it to me. It's in a pot that doesn't have any drainage, which I guess is the thing you got to worry about.
That's her fault. If she gave you a Ziploc bag for a pot and then you put water in it. Yeah. It
is cool. It's like a little pot where the guy he kind of looks like me. It's like a face with a mustache and hair.
Nice.
But, yeah, total bitch move. She set me up for failure. So when I stop talking to her, that's on her because she killed our connection plant-wise. She'll have no idea what I'm talking about. You killed the lifeblood of our relationship, the plant. I need...
Hey, can we actually roll back to Diablo 4? Yeah. We never talk about fucking games ever, but
I feel like porn or movies.
Yeah, it's usually like real life stuff, but because I rarely get like into a fucking game, and you guys have probably heard this a million times. I know Stolt has, but I was a massive fan of Diablo 2. It like shaped my childhood, and. So Diablo 3 came out and basically just it made me seethe in anger for a long time. But Diablo 4 comes out and I'm like, I have to give it a try. And then I was playing it and I was pretty disappointed and uninterested. And then I talked to you on the phone and you were like, oh, it actually sucks more than you thought, and started listing off the reasons why.
To be fair, I'm still playing it, but I'm like, there's just a lot of like Diablo soul, like the soul of Diablo things I feel like are being stripped away.
I didn't even realize that you don't put in your own stat points.
Yeah, it's
until you told me, and I was like,
I think a lot of things are too overly simplified. Like the health potions, you just have 4. They just drop out all the time. Like people can't manage how much shit they have, or like, I don't know, no town scroll, no identifying stuff. I'm like, there's just some weird, like nitpicky. Granted, like I'm still playing it, but yeah, and I wasn't even like me personally. I like Diablo 2, but it's because my older brother, Diablo 1 and 2 are like his favorite games.
Yeah.
So I just watch him play all the time. It's just a very nostalgic game. And I remember even when Diablo 3 came out, I think, you get shaped by the people that you're with when you're a kid. And like, I remember him being like, this is the biggest piece of shit game ever. And so I was like, fuck this game. Like, this game sucks. I never even really gave it a shot. I think I played for like a couple levels. I was a witch doctor or something. I'm like, this sucks. I don't even really know why I hated that one. I don't remember.
You know what my problem with Diablo 3 and 4 is the density. The enemy density is so insane. Oh. You are fighting like hundreds of people at a time. And like one of the first quests in Diablo 2 is to go clear out the Den of Evil, which might have like 40 people in it. That's it. Like you're just
to go through that field.
Yeah,
and you might click a couple little redheads or something.
You spend like the first hour just like smacking things with a sword, and like now Diablo 4, like your necromancer steps out the gate and he's just like skeletons,
like, skeleton army. Yeah.
I have a fucking army. I remember getting my first skeleton Diablo 2. I was like, buddy, it's me and you versus the world. Yeah. And now
the necromancer's crazy.
So quick. It's so quick to spool up.
Yeah. And then it's like, how do you ramp it up? Some of the boss battles, too. Maybe it's a problem. It was more fun on my bard, but like the Necromancer, it's like you just fight these boss battles where they've got like the 4-tiered fucking diamond health thing. I just stand back and my fucking army does everything. And I'm just waiting for it to be over. I'm not like engaged in it at all.
I have the opposite problem where I go forward army, and then they go in there and they immediately get one hit by the boss, and then I'm like, it's just me and that boss. No, there's no enemies. There's no.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there's no.
And
so then it's just me and my spear. I guess my little bone
spear. Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was last night I had it was my one thing that has drawn me back into it. I was about to put down the game. And then I had a boss fight that was so badass that it drew me back in. Because most of they've had this, like, since Diablo 3, they've had this thing where the person you're trying to fight is invincible, and they have these tethers to these other people that you have to kill
first.
And I'm like, that is the weakest design for a boss I've ever seen. It's like a bed of chaos type thing where you have to do these things first before you, and it fucking annoys me. But there's a boss. I think his name's like Astaroth or something. Have you fought him? When you see him, he is like a fucking middle schooler. Like one of the dev teams like went home and they were like, hey, like I have a 7th grade boy at home. Could you design a boss? And the kid's like, I got you, man. Like, what do you want?
Super devil.
The most badass boss that you can put together. And the kid's like, all right, I got you. And it's like a 5-headed Cerberus dog that spits fire.
That is
cool.
And
then riding on its back with reins that are made of big black chains is this big demon guy that's got like the horns and everything, and he's got like a big spear.
Okay. And I'm a 4th grader. That is badass. Whoa.
And he's bulldozing a fucking town, and the whole time you're fighting, there's just villagers from the town running around on fire, going like,
oh my god, yeah.
And
that sounds way more awesome. Engaging than any of the most of the
and it wasn't a pit. Like as you bring the health down, he like rampages through a different section of the town, so you have to go follow him.
That's so sweet.
It's a moving battle. Yeah,
that's a lot cooler than just fucking arena.
Yeah,
sit here, kill these. Yeah, most of the time I have no idea what's even happening on screen. Like I don't even know what the bosses look like because I'm just like.
Well, half of them are just humanoid with like wings. They all give them like the same little demon wings.
Yeah, they're like Lilith lights, little
Lilith
girls
or
something. Yeah,
like little acolytes.
Oh man, I'm excited. Right now I'm at like the brood mother. I'm just doing side chat. Have you fought her, the big spider?
No.
absolutely kicking my ass. I was gonna like call someone yesterday and be like, I need help. I'm so glad I made my second character not hardcore, because she killed me like 5 times in a row. Oh, I would have just been so sad. Even though I don't like love the barbarian, but I'm still glad he's not. I feel like my necromancer is gonna live for my hardcore character will be fine for a while, because my skeleton army is so powerful, and
yeah, they always got your back.
Unity. We've got great synergy.
Yeah,
I haven't played with anyone yet though. I did do one of those world events. Have you done? Those are cool.
You know what sucks is when you're with someone, you almost get the feeling you're not with someone. They've made it so easy to just drift in and out of groups.
Wow.
You know,
we were talking about how it's not shared loot anymore. It's
like even when you're with a homie, it's like, does it matter?
I'm going to say something potentially controversial. No, I don't like transmog systems really in games like that, because I think it's
preach.
I think it's I think it's so takes away the point of like finding new armor, and it like sometimes it won't look great, but then when you finally get that outfit that all works together. I hate like level 2 being able to like fucking put on, it looks so cool. And the fact that this is just like common shit, but like $70 game and there's already day one before the game was even out DLC to buy, like you can buy the most badass skeleton armor. If you buy that and wear that, you're a pussy and an idiot. Because it's like, why do you want to look that cool instantly? You want to work your way up to looking cool in an RPG like that.
We can't hear you in the back. Say it loud.
Yeah. I do not like
the transmog system. Okay, this is how it used to be for almost every game that I can think of. That was like a long term, like even Asheron's Call and stuff, like the RPGs that take the huge time sinks.
Yeah.
Is that you could play and get to like late game and be a badass and do a lot of damage, but you would look like shit because you would have like this helmet that just like is red, and then you'd have a chest piece that's like yellow, and so you would be like, oh, you're doing damage.
Sacrifice.
You're good. But if someone's doing damage and they look good, that means they are beyond wealthy. That is like the Jeff Bezos's. That means they went out of their way to go, because like the look for Diablo 2 was you would get to late game and then you would go find like I forget what they were called. It was like basically the hell equivalent of leather armor, and you would get it ethereal
red leather.
And you would get so it would be kind of like see-through a little bit, leather armor, and then you would put like this late game rune word into it that made it indestructible. And so you basically at the end, like if you were really rich as a paladin, you look like a homeless man. You would just wear like a little leather cap and the most unassuming leather shirt, and you had green pants, and you were just like, fuck it, dude. Like, your guy looked so stripped down.
Wife beater on, and
you knew those guys fucked. Like those guys were badasses. And Diablo 4, you can instantly just take whatever armor you have. And also there was recognition. Like I would watch, you could see like a barbarian come in and you'd be like, dude, that guy's got Immortal Kings on. I can tell. He's full black and he's got the halo around him. Cause if you got a full set, it would have like a visual effect. And, or if someone had Saigons on, they would be like an annoying tinfoil color, like aluminum look. But yeah, with transmogging, I was playing with a guy last night that was like, look, I look like a like, what's that called? A Padawan? Like he had like the like Jedi robes on his necromancer. He's like, I'm actually wearing like plate armor, but I just have it look like a silk shirt. And I'm like,
cheating.
Yeah, fuck you. All right.
I even like making
a cool
the
look
choice
is earned.
I used to do the opposite of like high damage where you look dumb. Like I would just sacrifice. Like, guess I'm not going to use this new incredible piece of armor because it looks dumb. And I get why some people are like, I hate doing that. Like, I think it's a sacrifice. You know, you want to look good. Yeah.
Is exactly like that.
I mean, or like, I don't know, all the Elder Scrolls games and shit. Like, I just don't like that you get your cake and you get to eat it too now. Yeah. And it's like, what a participation trophy for everyone or whatever. And this war on comedy and blah, blah, blah. No, I immediately was a little turned off by like the store is immediately available And there's already DLC for like the coolest armor you could probably get in a game. You can just spend 25
and
bucks on.
And it's too forgiving. Like you can just respec your skills.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. There's a lot of, that's what I meant when I was talking to you about like the oversimplification of like that process of like Oblivion or Morrowind to Oblivion to Skyrim, like Diablo 2 to this. It's just so, I get it. I mean, it makes it really easy to get blasted and play the game and kind of have fun, or like for anyone to play. Like a lot of console people can now play, which is cool, I guess, for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just feels it feels like an
incredibly
well-made mobile game. Yeah, it feels
it makes our experience suck more.
Yeah.
Now that the console people are having fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that I can sit back and relax and play on my controller late at night when I just want to, have fun. I want to gruel, I want to grind. When I level up, I want to be like, do I want strength? Do I want intelligence? Now it's just like, ugh. You get a little bit everything or some shit. I don't even know how it works.
Yeah, they kind of just guide you through it. You know what? I played for like an hour and a half without Brian. And then Brian was like, you have to come back and help me get to where you are. And so I played that hour and a half again. And I didn't even fucking like He's like, where do we go now? I was like, I don't know. Like all this shit is the same. Like I feel like it's like I don't remember any of the shit that we did along the way.
Yeah.
Because it was just so unimpactful. But that being said, the further I get away from the starting area, the better it gets.
Okay.
It has gotten really cool. There's some pretty cool places so far.
Like same feel, same biome shit. I'm like, where's that like cool desert area? Where's like,
That's cool. I went through that. That was the last thing I went through. It was like last 10 minutes before
there's one in Diablo 4?
Yeah.
That's about from Diablo 2. Like I remember the desert area, but
no, in Diablo 4, it's still like the isometric perspective, and you end up doing the jumping mechanic like down a cliffside to get to the beach.
You're spoiling all the coolest parts of the game.
But there's there's a verticality to it, so that's cool, and the map is definitely awesome. But
you know what we should play sometime? This game, listen.
Path of Exile.
Yeah, maybe, but it makes me want to replay like Divinity Original Sin 2. Or I want to try Baldur's Gate at some point, which they're like on the complete opposite end of like overly, you have to really think shit out in your builds, and it's a lot more vague, like what you're supposed to be doing. But that game is just so fucking good and in depth. Like the fighting is about also is opposite because it's turn based, but it's still really cool. I don't know. I think it'd be fun if we got like us, Brian, and Bizzle to do a run through of Divinity, or I've never played Baldur's Gate, so I'd prefer that. But that could also, not to talk about this on Forehead Fables, but that could be a great like extra shit for Dial After, like a patron exclusive gameplay. Sorry, Forehead Fables guys, you'll never get anything this cool. Like gameplay of us playing one of those basically D&D style games.
Yeah.
Like just edited very roughly.
One of my like biggest regrets is if we could go back and do your dream sequence again that was wrestling oriented, and then have one of the wrestling matches be animated in Wrestling Empire would be insane.
That would be cool.
That would have been really awesome. Cool.
Yeah, but bits they take a little bit of effort and a little bit of thinking. We're getting too old.
Yeah.
We are now both too old. We need to hire young again.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've noticed that with Sam Hyde. He like brings in editors that are like 10 years, 15 years younger than him. And
20 years.
Yeah. And he's like, grab that there mouse and do this. And they just sit there and toil away on it.
They've got so much energy and they got so many big ideas.
Yeah.
They're not jaded yet.
Nope.
Never destroyed a lawn. No. Don't know how tough life can be out there. Never taken tilled grass and just fucking destroyed it. Turned it to dust.
Yeah.
But yeah, did we ever end up for Forehead Fables didn't we play a game and put it on there? Or is that not a thing that happened?
When we were playing Skate, we were like, hey, wouldn't it be a good idea if we like,
we
can try to get away with playing Skate while doing an episode of the worst goddamn episode?
A bonus episode once where I
don't think so.
Maybe we just talked about it, doing like gameplay and putting it on there.
No, I'd always envisioned this being a non-game centric podcast because everything else in my life is so video game centric.
Well,
but
we could
that being said, we usually don't talk about them, but There's another game that I think is super slept on, and it's called Outward. If you've ever heard of it.
Did you guys play that like a year ago?
Yeah, we played it, and
I remember you guys talking about it, but no, I've never played it.
It's shades of good and shades of bad, but the bad parts are funny. So there's like cool.
It looked cool. Like
it looks cool, and it's seamlessly cooperative. So that's nice, but it's also kind of just really bad. But it's a funny game because when you start out, your family like has this lighthouse in a town, and like the first thing they tell you is like, you're in debt, motherfucker. If you don't pay us this much, we're seizing your lighthouse.
Oh.
And we were like, these guys are bluffing. We left town for like a little bit and came back, and they had already taken our lighthouse. And they're like, you can't get back in there, you dumbasses. You didn't get enough money quick enough.
I play games to escape, not to be reminded of my real life lighthouse situation.
I was like, yo, man, like this IRS always fucking breathing down my neck. Let's go play Outward. The first thing they do is like, you owe us back taxes. We're seizing your property.
Your assets are ours. No. We know you filed for an extension, but that is it's overdue even with that. No.
Yeah, that game rocks though. But Diablo 4, I'm actually I do have like higher hopes for it the further I go. I'm gonna keep playing it a little bit.
It has been a good like at night. I streamed it the first time, and now I've been just playing it like when I am done for the day and I don't want to do anything. It's pretty good at that. Which I haven't had a game where I like actively play it off stream in a long time. It feels like.
Oh, you know what's a cool mechanic
fucking
though?
Dead. What?
That Stall told me about. There's do you know about the Butcher in Diablo lore?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I ran into him, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, the Butcher in Diablo 1 was like he was the tourist demon, of that game. I don't
know the full lore.
Where he was the first boss people would get to, and he would just kick your ass and everybody would give up on that guy. He was like the first wall you came across where you had to actually try. And he's like notorious for making people quit. And then I don't think he was in Diablo 2. There were some people that looked like him, but that's about it. And then Diablo 3, they made the Butcher just like this fucking pussy with like little Hellraiser meat hooks, and his fight sucked. And it was just like, I felt like they shit on him. But now they realized how bad they handled him in Diablo 3. Diablo 4, the Butcher is a random roaming boss where like, if you're in a dungeon, he'll just be like coming out of nowhere and meat hook you and drag you towards him into a fight, which is awesome.
I don't know. The first time I died on this character, like I was in a dungeon and some big dude killed me instantly. And then when I respawned, he wasn't there. So I don't know if that was... But does he kick in only at a certain level? Do you know? Or
I think he's just random. I have no idea what criteria there is.
That scared the fuck out of me because I'm like, well, what if when I play my hardcore character, I run into this fucking guy?
There's a possibility he could be there in hardcore. Yeah.
I've seen on Twitter now they're like level 50 hardcore characters just get destroyed by him, which is a cool mechanic. That is.
Me and Frog were talking about this, and I don't know if this is how the math works in the game, but if Swift comes and plays with me, if I'm level 20, Swift was level 50, he comes and plays with me, it takes us the same amount of time to kill stuff. Like, because everything scales to your level. Oh. So what's the incentive of every time I get a new badass weapon and step out into I never feel like I'm killing stuff any faster. If everything scales to you, like what the hell am I even working towards?
I see what you mean, yeah.
I get my ass kicked the same amount, regardless how much armor I put on. It doesn't matter. I get this badass new weapon, and I spent all this time and money stripping stuff off of another legendary and supplanting it onto another legendary I had. I was using that whole occult thing, and then I sat there. I went to the armor, and I was like, or the blacksmith. I was like, tune this thing up, make it sharp. And then I stepped out and I was like, I'm about to kick some ass. I'm doing like an extra 150 damage compared to when I went into town. And I swear to God, dude, those wolves are kicking my ass just the same. There's no change in damage. And Stalt's like, don't worry, later on, everything will fall beneath your feet. And I'm like, it just doesn't. It should feel like it right here. It should feel like these people that I was fighting 2 minutes ago, now that I pimped myself out, I should feel like I can kill them a lot easier. And it's just not there. I don't know.
I think I'm doing like a really bad build on my barbarian or something, because I've been getting my ass kicked so insanely hard compared to my necromancer. Like from the get-go, everything feels so much harder. And like, I never really played barbs, but I thought, I wanted to play because I'm like, I just get to mash. And destroy stuff and like rage. I'm just like constantly fighting for my life. I've died so many times on this character. Thank God he's so hardcore. And like I don't know, he looks cool, but when I get a big power, I spent money for the first time. I spent like 50,000 gold on a crazy weapon and helmet, and then I'm like, I don't feel I didn't feel any stronger. Yeah, I'm like this. I got like 10 extra item power or something. Like, what does that even mean? There's a lot of systems where I feel ill-equipped. I don't even understand them really. So I would be interested to see how the scaling works.
I actually off stream, I actually just went into town and just looked at every little menu and thing in town, and you kind of get a bigger grasp on stuff. But I was hoping utilizing that would make the game easier or harder or change it in some meaningful way. I feel like I honestly just wasted time and money going in there pimping myself out. I was like, does this even fucking matter?
I bought like a really expensive helmet and upgraded it all the way, and then one boss battle later I got a better one. I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
I was completely and then it sells for like nothing. Okay, what the fuck? Why did I even I'm still pissed. Like, I haven't got to the point where you get a mount yet. I want my fucking mount, dude. I don't know why it's like, how long does it take to get one? I want my horse.
Yeah.
When do you have one?
No, I haven't got that. That's like at the end of Act 4 or something like that. You know what's some bullshit? As a necro, this is kind of cool though, is they have a skill, like in order to bring up a golem, you have to do a quest in the world to go get the ability to do that. Mm-hmm. I was in a group with Brian, and Brian went off and did it without telling me. And then but because he did it, I got it. So like randomly, I didn't even get to experience it. I was like, what happened? He's like, I don't know. I just walked in there, killed some guy and walked out. And now I got to go. I was like, what was his name? Like, like I wanted to like see the lore or something.
Gollum or some shit.
Yeah. I was trying to like get somewhat invested in the world, and he yanked it out from underneath me. But
that'd be a great way to get shit really quick though. Just get in a party and divide and conquer. Everyone go do.
You go do this quest. I'll do this one.
Everyone split up. Does it? I assume. Like I said, I don't even know how that works. Then when you're fighting the same enemy, if it scales to your level, how does that work?
Me and Swift will be beating something's ass, and he'll do more damage than me, obviously, but it's not like. But he's like double my level plus.
Yeah, it's not like
he should be doing an insane amount, and he should be barely getting scratched. But he's still getting
more
fucked
enemies
up.
If you're in a group too, or
it's harder to fight. You get more experience. I think there's more enemies. It feels like there's more.
Are you on veteran mode?
Yeah, because the game is just a cakewalk, even on veteran mode.
Even on veteran, it doesn't.
It seems pretty easy.
Hard. That's why I think a lot of people play hardcore to get that extra like. But then, my God, already just making a second character and having to do all the beginning shit again.
The problem is there's less like just mob to mob risk in this game, but then there's more bullshit stuff that kills you. Just like, I don't know. There's all of a sudden just like a special mob that has corpse explosion or something, and you just get nuked all of a sudden, and it's just like random. And I would like it to be more like a constant hard level. Where, you kind of, there's some people that you go into it going like, I'm about to get fucked up here. Like, I don't know. Did you ever play D2?
Yeah. When I was like a child, though.
The Act 2 boss, Duriel, was like, he was just
a picture of him, maybe.
He's like
we
slug
also
guy
played the
with
remaster
like
earlier this year.
Oh yeah, you probably got to him then. He's into Act 2. He's like this slug that freezes you, and he's in like a room this big. And so you can't get away from him. You really just have to go in there and try to just out damage this guy.
Dude, you got to fight that brood mother. That spider. She gets you. She just shoots web on you. You get stuck, and then she just poisons you over and over and over. And I'm like, I'm looking around like, is there an antidote? Is there anti-poison shit I can buy somewhere? Like, put on my weapon. I can't find anything that aid me. I haven't even found poison resistance on a gem.
I don't even know if that's an antidote potion.
Yeah, like something where it's like...
I love the antidote potions from D2 look like something that would kill you. It was like in a black vial and it had a skull on top and they're like, it's an antidote, I swear. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I wouldn't drink that shit.
If you look like this, drink this. It'll help you. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly might have to call up some... Like, I might need help with that boss. I've been like training, doing other side missions. I went back. Still kicked my ass. I got... You know those shrines where you can turn into like electricity?
Yeah.
There was one of those in that cave, and I used it, and it was my first time fighting her, though, and I got her almost dead off that. This is like OP.
Yeah.
And then she still kicked my ass, and I didn't realize when you respawn, they're one-time use forever. And now I'm like, oh, I really wish I came in there with a plan and like took that more seriously, because that was by far the closest I've gotten. I'm sure Stult's gonna be like, "That's the easiest fucking."
Oh
boss
no, I can imagine already. We're what 51 minutes into this. I bet you there's fucking text that has been all over the top and all over the bottom. Oh, actually, yes, there is poison potions. Yeah, he's got a little answer for everything. You know what? Can't we just be stupid and complain?
Yeah.
Can't we just be wrong and complain?
It's literally how I live my life.
That's what being a dude's about.
Yeah.
All right. Just being wrong and complaining about shit.
And loud about it.
Yeah.
And confident.
Loud and wrong.
Yeah. And why isn't there a witch doctor in this game? I hate that. I played that character for 10 minutes.
We're a fucking paladin, dude. I want
that is weird that there's no paladin.
Yeah.
But you know what? Probably fucking $50 DLC or something.
Absolutely.
Coming up soon.
DLC on that one.
Yeah.
But you know what? Enough griping about the bad. Let's talk about the good.
Lilith is hot.
Lilith is unusually symmetrical. Actually concerns. You could fold her in half, and she looks like she's cut out of like one of those.
What symmetrical means?
Yeah.
Fold her in half, and she'll match.
Yeah. But like too much. She looks like one of those goddamn like things that you make for Christmas. I forget what those are called.
Snowflake.
A snowflake. Yeah, she's a goddamn snowflake.
Yeah. Liberal
and the
mother
game's too woke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's women too many participation trophies. Too easy.
No, but I do like the this is gonna be just edgy man talk. A return to form on how gothic and like the tone of the game.
Yeah, I do.
Is very gross, very dirty.
Almost something still like, okay, this is another just gripe because it's almost like, isn't it better? But the inventory being just everything's one slot and not like actual shaped.
Yeah, the shape.
It's another small thing where I just associate it so heavily with like Diablo 2 and 1. Like, I don't know, like the shapes and everything's just a little, you get so many fucking little items, they fill it out. You don't have to manage it as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like the UI for just your character looks too clean. Like, I like the gothic, like the health and fucking mana, whatever. But like, it's too clean looking when you hit I. I don't know. That's just a definite gripe. But it's like, it looks like a big fucking mobile game. It looks like a really well polished mobile game to me. Which isn't inherently wrong. Stult's about to fucking kick my ass.
He's about to
I'm not saying I dislike it, okay? Stult loves Blizzard and everything they do. He's a big defender of Blizzard.
He's like, I'm not even a fan of the games. I just like the company culture is what he told me.
I love that I spent $100 on this game and there's this
You spent $100 on it? Dude, I cried just buying the 80 or 90. No, about the 60.
You couldn't have played early with $60 version.
Oh, I didn't play it early. I was not champing at the bit to play it. I was like, I'll try it, I guess. But
I didn't realize I was buying it the day before it came out officially. So I bought the original. I bought the $60 version and I clicked play because I was going to stream. I was like, you need to upgrade your fucking edition to play early. And then I'm like, well, okay, it's a matter of $10. I don't even know what the $100 gave me versus the like $90. I think probably another fucking horse skin or something. And
or the OST.
Yeah, some shit. Remember
that used to be the when games would come out, they'd be like, or you could spend $85.
I'm not that kind of fucking nerd.
And you get the OST, and I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Brian loves game OSTs.
I love game OSTs too, but you can rip them offline. Yeah.
I like hearing them in the context of the world and the game and stuff.
I steal the Dark Souls ones for video stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
That's about it.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't need to buy that one because it's like they don't even give you downloads for it. They just give you access to it. Digital
shit's so lame. Like you pre-order it, you get digital fucking art book. So I get some fucking pictures on my computer. Like it used to be. While we're griping about the good old days, like you used to open up the fucking box and it had extended like a full map or something. And you look through the little pamphlet on the ride home with your mom and check out like gameplay. I remember when they first switched to like the pamphlets in the discs now just for one fucking card where it's like download disc. Yeah.
And you're like,
what's happening? Oh. I can't look at this for 20 minutes on the ride home. And then fucking they took the sheet away, and now you just get your little disc now, and then you go online, you buy it. Now they've got consoles with no disc slot. I'm like, what's happening,
dude? When I got when I was going to buy a PS4, they're like, "Do you want the digital only?" And I was like, "The what?" And they were like, "You can just get one without like a disc drive,
so you can take away the game." After the fact, you can take the movies off.
What? Like that was such a foreign thing to me. And then, of course, I got the other one because it's a Blu-ray player. That's my Blu-ray player. So
I haven't put a single disc in it yet, but I made sure to buy the one with the disc, for a little extra, so I could.
I was actually
have the option.
The only thing I've really used it for, I've watched like 2 movies on it, but mostly I was putting in Arrow Video, which is a competitor to the Criterion ones. Arrow Video, they do a lot of just different shit, but they're based in I think they're based in the UK, and so they have a different standard over there for, I guess, how you play, like how it's read by the DVD player, by the Blu-ray player. And so I bought like European Arrow Blu-rays, and they don't play on my US Blu-ray player.
Use this goddamn DC reading technology or something.
And I was so fucking butthurt, and Bizzle was laughing at me because I was like, "Let's watch Tremors," and I popped it in and it was like, "Nope." And I was like, "Let's watch this movie." I think it was like Old Boy, and it was like, "Nope." And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" I bought like 4 different Blu-rays that aren't even the right region. I look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, no, that was a fucking thing.
I didn't realize it. Well, now I know. And if you're European and you want some Blu-rays, let me know.
Or you have to buy
I am not buying a European Blu-ray player. As if a Blu-ray player could get any gayer. I'm not getting a fucking European one.
True. Your wife would not be happy about that. So emasculating.
Yeah. But you Europeans, you're good
question.
People.
Yeah,
you guys are awesome.
Especially if you're a patron. You rock.
You guys rock.
You're our lifeblood.
Yeah, but your Blu-ray players are whack, and I don't know why.
Sam will send you Blu-rays if you have one.
You know what's funny is I bitch about them, but I'm pretty sure this is kind of like the metric system where like the rest of the world has a way of playing Blu-rays, and we go, we're doing it different.
USA, USA. Now, fuck them. I don't care. I'm stuck in. I'm dug into my ways, and I'm not gonna change.
We got our Blu-ray tech. We got our inches. We got all those centimeters. It sounds cooler when you're like, oh, my dick is X amount of centimeters.
7 centimeters.
huge hanging dick there.
7 long. Which system? The girls always
I'm actually
follow
European, so
I'm 8 hard. They're like, where? In what country? Oh, fuck. For most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic careers. I remember Spanish 3. PU. Now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions, there's an addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language, whether you'll be traveling abroad, connecting in a deeper way with family, or you just have some free time. Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world. I chose Spanish because of all the hot Spanish-speaking women on Tinder. Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn a language on the go. Other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/4head. That's babbel.com/4head for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life. Adios.
Dude, I got one of these whoops. You ever heard of a whoop?
Is it for balance?
No. No, it actually
Lance Armstrong ball cancer.
Oh no, yeah, this is my Live Strong bracelet.
Oh, you're talking about the little thing underneath
I'm talking about
it.
the black thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like some sort of like on the bottom side, it has one of those things like a Apple Watch where it reads your I don't know. It shoots green cancer causing lasers into my arm
and reads your attributes,
and
intelligence,
figures out
dexterity.
My life. Abby got it for me for Father's Day early.
Don't you have an Apple Watch?
I do, but this goes into insane detail. And I didn't realize it until Brian told me earlier, but it's it is kind of it goes into
what kind of insane detail? What can it do more?
Okay, so I have apparently Joe Rogan like shielded these things for a long ass time. But
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Why don't you lead with that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't even need to know anything else.
It like tracks your sleep and everything and your stress levels, and it tracks your recovery more than anything. And so if you have like a big workout or something like that, or you don't eat good, the next morning it'll say like your recovery is really low. Like don't work out today. You're fucked up.
Wow, weird.
And so I just wanted it because I felt like I was not sleeping good. But now it's this thing, you have to keep the app open for it to in like live time update. And Abby's like constantly checking my little app and everything.
Oh, God.
And it tells me like when to go to sleep because and Brian's like, it sounds like she just got you something to nag you for when she's not nagging you.
Second wife, my digital wife. Put down that fork.
I'm sitting there playing fucking Diablo with Brian last night, and at like 12, it's like, you should have been in bed 30 minutes ago. You need to sleep more. You're not getting enough REM sleep.
You're an absent father. Oh my God. How many times did you pick up your daughter? How many times did you play with her today? Jesus Christ. It goes so in depth. This thing's wildly in depth.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she just runs the app and tells me what to do in it.
And it's time to eat pussy on your wife.
Oh, not eating enough pussy, are you? Huh?
Yeah. Your tongue is dry. You need to lick pussy.
Yeah, but it's
sweet.
It rocks though, because it has. You have to wear it for like.
Nothing you've said about it sounds that great.
Here's if Abby watches this, she's gonna be so pissed because here's the big fleece. She got it for me as a present, and she's very into it, and she loves it. But dude, we need to open up this business because this thing rocks. The watch is free, 100% free. Where they get you is the app, and access to the app costs $30 a month.
$30 is
$30 dude. And I'm like, what the hell? Like
it's like 6 tiers to our Patreon.
Yeah,
my God,
it is.
You'd be spending that money so much smarter.
Yeah, and I'm like, do you ever own this thing? She's like, yeah, it's free. You own it right out the bat. I'm like, if I wear it for even like, I don't know, if I wear it for 2 years, like I'm getting ripped off so hard. And now, like, do you? Most things now, like a lot of shit, you don't even own it anymore. Everything's subscription. We're going to be just.
I know. I'm in like a trillion fucking subscriptions. I don't even realize.
Every stupid little app that comes out, I see posts like a face app thing, and I'm like, oh, I gotta have that. Boom, I'm on the subscription for that. Runway with their new video to video AI. Boom, huge ass hundreds of dollars subscription to that. Yeah, Midjourney. I use the fuck out of Midjourney.
That's a new thing.
Love it. Yeah,
I don't use it enough.
You don't use it? I love it, dude.
I use it for the very background of a lot of thumbnails, I guess, for my YouTube.
Yeah,
like just trying to put shit over, but I don't really utilize it enough. I had that like initial AI craze, and then what?
Right, that's what's astounding is how good Midjourney's gotten. And you personally, you're just like, oh, it's just it. I've been using it since it came out, so I'm like, it's just it's always been the same. Go look at some of the first Midjourneys you ever Midjourneyed.
Maybe.
Go to your profile. It has gotten so much better. Those first ones were so freaky. They were poorly put together, but they had a charm to them. I think you should too. I think you should print off some of the early ones and frame them, because in like 20 years, it's going to be such a standard of life. But then you'll be like, dude, right when AI imagery first came out, this was like the first one I did.
I'll sell this for $1 million.
It'll be cool to be like, yeah, this is one of like the first, right when AI imagery came out. This is like my first one I made. I've
been really like enjoying the people, even like months ago, I think when we started using Midjourney, like, yeah, a lot of things looked like shit, like you're saying, compared to now. But I mean, on both sides, there's actually people that are stupid, where people are like, we don't need artists anymore. Like, it's over. Like, we just need this. But then I also saw a lot of people shitting on it and being like, look how fake it looks because of the hand. And I'm like, holy shit, this is after a fucking month. And then the next month, you'll see the updates where it's like incrementally better. People are like, oh, it still looks like shit because the hair. I'm like, how are you not seeing that this is actually progressing like very quickly? How much better it looks in just a month.
I haven't seen a fucked up hand in like 3 months.
No, and yeah, people are like constantly being like, this will never be realistic because of this. I'm like, dude, this is like 2 months of progress. Like, it is going to be fucking crazy in a couple months. Like, I would not be out there biting, like, dying on that hill where I'm like, this will never look realistic, because I'm like, it already looks pretty realistic. Like, a lot of it's dumb where I don't think a lot of like big corporations should be using it as like their fucking logos and stuff. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, where I'm like, it's very clearly becoming better all the time. Like, I haven't looked at my Midjourney. Like, I haven't been making better stuff, but yeah, I've been seeing it develop and people being like, this will never develop. I'm like, don't eat a big bite of cereal, because this shit is getting pretty goddamn crazy already.
I mean, all those guys that I sent you were Midjourneyed, and they just look like human beings. Yeah. That I was doing some stuff for D&D.
Yeah, they look pretty dumb, but
they look dumb, but
no, they look
that
awesome.
Was in the prompt. That was in the prompt.
Use, like,
I did like
1950s
fantasy
fucking atomic family fantasy, atomic fantasy.
Yeah.
Gay
atomic fantasy.
It looks like Luke Skywalker and Link at a baby, which would honestly be like the most dripped out little kid in the world, buddy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do love that. Fuck, maybe I should be using it more.
Yeah, I don't know. They're great.
I lack drive to be creative about it, because I don't even know like what my closest thing to AI shit I'm using all the time still is Face App, just making people fat and old, and that's been around for years. Like, people have been, it's so not a new thing. I've just been abusing it. Yeah. I saw someone the other day comment on Peanut used it on something, or it's just a fat filtered picture, and someone that follows me was like, oh, using the Poob filter, huh? I'm like, I did not like originate nor like improve, or like, it's not my thing at all. I just think it's really fucking funny when someone makes someone fatter and older. Yeah. And it's such a simple thing to do to someone and then reply to their tweet with it.
But you like using it has so definitely made human. Like a resurgence of it in the group.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the
trailblazer.
Precipice, of all.
A trailblazer of the
and like
people
making
tweets.
Yeah, like I'm like the trailblazer of making tweets that are kind of stupid.
Yeah,
a lot of people are doing that now. It's like all attributed to me.
Stupid tweeting. It was such an intelligent platform before you started.
I know.
And now you've just dumbed it down. It's just dumb tweets now.
God, Twitter really is going down the fucking hole. I'm getting so much just
gore, like, and conspiracy shit.
Conspiracy. I just hate now. It's like every tweet to like top 50 comments is all people with fucking check mark being like, you seen that baby Elon Musk page? That's pretty funny. There's some guy just made a page where he's like AIing Elon Musk as a baby and being like, what do you think he thought of when he was a baby? And all the tweets are so fucking weird. And he keeps replying to shit with like pictures of baby Elon Musk being like, future leader, what do you think little baby was thinking? And I can't tell if it's a joke or like, it seems like not a joke. And I don't know. I just see a lot of shit like that, or
the like, roast him Jim, where it's like the Pepe roasting guy.
Oh my god,
that
dude,
they're all AI generated.
That's like the worst use of AI shit like that. Or it's like can't even think of a joke. And then the joke the AI makes is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, they're lame.
Or like, yeah, explain this, Bob. Like, just like you can't. People are like not able to comprehend or make replies to things anymore. They're just like, okay, AI, fucking.
The like funny ones are when someone is like talking about something completely tragic and horrible, and then they explain it and it gets it totally wrong.
A woman has died. Yeah,
a woman's upset over something. Who knows? It never really gets what's going on. But in that realm, I was using the new Photoshop beta, like generative fill thing, which I was telling you about earlier off podcast. But it is insanely good. It is so fucking good, because then you can take something that's more like FaceApp, because you already have a starting point, and then you just go, how do I add? You know, what do I add?
Fat.
Yeah, make it.
Put fat guys all around this, fat old guys. All around this picture, everywhere.
And I when I was like looking at the tutorial for it, there was a guy in the comments that's like, I've been doing 3D modeling and like digital work for like 20 years. He's like, I am so goddamn scared right now because this works so good.
That was one of my like backup plans. Is like I have a minor in computer art and creative art and technology. Like, I could just be a guy right now that's like, holy shit. Like, I wouldn't be good at it anyway, too. So I'd be one of the ones that's like an unimpressive, like, computer artist. And then this comes in. I'd be, holy shit.
You're
like,
out of there.
Yeah, I'm out like first trial.
Yeah.
You have to opt. How do you get the beta of Photoshop? Do you just have to download a different version, or?
I just went to Google and I went Photoshop generative AI beta, and then it brought me to Adobe's website, and they're like, open up the thing and click this button, and there's like a beta tab or something like that where you can
it was just in Photoshop at first, and I tried using it the other day and it wasn't there. I'm like,
not it has it for me, if that makes sense. Like, I have the option, but it's like, this is unavailable right now, so it's like loaded into the actual build, but you have to get the beta experimental build and do it.
Oh, weird. Okay.
But in the future, there's also going to be a generative AI for Premiere, I bet, or After Effects or something. God. That's going to be insane.
That will be crazy, yeah.
Yeah. But one of the uses I was seeing for it is,
again.
I think the tutorial that I was looking for was, have you ever seen where architects will they'll make a dwelling, and then they're like, people have no goddamn imagination, so I have to Photoshop it so it looks like it's in an actual environment. Like, here's the finished product, and they Photoshop in trees and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there's someone's job at the architecture firm to like make houses look presentable for a client. Like, this is what your final product's going to be. Here's a spec house or whatever. Now they just put the fucking thing on there, and then you can do like a rough drawing of what the environment should look like, and then just go like, fill it with trees, bushes.
That's so sweet.
Make it
so
pretty.
Close. Wear my Apple goggles. Just fucking expand that.
Get rid of her.
Yeah. Wife nag mute.
Yeah. Turn her into a Tom of Finland character thrusting towards me. I saw you use the Tom of Finland guy in your thumbnail, and I was like, yes, that's exactly what that guy reminds me of from Outlast Trials. That guy rocks.
You had said that already in the video, and I mean, he totally
he's like absolutely is
Tom of Finland with a taser. It's pretty badass.
Yeah,
that video, I don't know if you watched it, it's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. It was a fun time, dude. Outlast Trials, for those of you that haven't played it yet, that's a slam dunk. If you got homies to play it with, absolutely give it a go.
I could have used more arm wrestling in the video, like me beating everyone like way more in it. It's a bigger part.
That didn't happen, actually.
Well, it's not in the footage, so I guess it didn't. It's not in the video.
Yeah,
it only put me beating Bizzle, which is like anyone can do that.
Yeah,
anyone can beat him.
He's the weakest out of all of us. So he's fucking
we
so
should arm wrestle
shredded
in real life. Breaks my fucking bone out of my arm.
I told you about him. Like, he was sitting there complaining. He's like, I've lost like all my muscles gone and my body's shit now. And then he like sent me a video to do video to video AI to like turn him into one of the characters from D&D, and he sends me, it's like a shirtless video of him. He's absolutely got an 8-pack and he's shredded. His delts are out to here, and he's just like, oh, and I'm like, fuck you, dude. He's like, oh, I'm so fucking, I'm just not there anymore, man. I don't have it.
So people like that are they've got brainworms and they think they're all fat and stuff, and they're totally wrong. My roommate, he's like, oh, I haven't worked out. He just started working out for like a week. He's already completely back into shape. And
dude, for a second there, you like looked down and then you looked up, and I saw it. No longer a joke. I can see it now. 10 more years, you're gonna look dead ass like Alfred Molina. Like, it is going to happen. It's gonna happen, dude.
And one day, Marvel's gonna be casting for young Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Well,
they're gonna remake.
Doc Ock was when an Alfred Molina type we are looking for specifically. Yeah. I'm in. That's my Q zone. I'm already on the right track. Fatten up a little more. Get a little older. I'm doing both those. I'm gonna have to shave my mustache probably.
Get a little bit
more eyebrow.
What's the word? Like, he talks and he has an air of intelligence. You need to somehow
more
capture
eloquent.
Yeah, you need to capture.
You need to be more pedantic and more eloquent. Fuck. I can be sweet and you can tell he's like a classically trained actor.
Yeah,
probably went to Juilliard or something. I need to go to
Juilliard. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Podcast story galore. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, my roommate though was like talking about like, dude, we have like the same size arms. Like, what the fuck? This guy, I just saw him the other day out there. He had the goddamn like what I would squat, and he was just like,
yeah,
standing. I'm like, good God, like they're fucking cannons. People like that though, they always, I don't know. It's like a humble but also like delusional.
Dude, if you guys are young, by the way, if you're young,
we're not anymore.
If you're in your teens or you're in your early 20s, fucking do yourself a favor and start lifting something. Because
if you're like 10 years old, start working out, stunt your growth.
That is like the primo time to put on muscle. And I'm not like a health guy, honestly, don't take this advice, but I'm saying if I could roll back and do my life again, it is remarkably a lot harder to get in shape if you've never been in shape in your 30s. But there's all those people that put on muscle when they're at their like, I guess, physical. These guys
look
peak.
like this since like 5th grade. So
really?
We've got a couple. We have a couple
people?
Friends like that. Yeah, where they're just one of them's visiting later this month, where he's an athletic freak. He was just working out hardcore every day in like 5th grade, and he had also hit puberty that early.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's like a person that could just do an Ironman, and it probably would be no biggie, no big deal. He's a monster. He's actually a freaking scary monster. I'm trying out the generative AI right now.
I never had a person in my life that was like just like a person that was like in shape to aspire to. There was not a single soul in my family, in my life, anywhere where that they were like, you should like do something physical in your life. There was no. I was just surrounded by giant fucking like manatee people.
It was like funny how I looked compared to my friends because they all were like very in shape, huge, and hit puberty early.
Oh, really?
And I was just like a kind of like little kid. Just like a little boy. How does this work? How do you get the? Sorry, this is for later. Let me turn this off. How does this work? I got the beta.
Anyway. You can make the awesome thumbnail. How about that? wait.
I'm just gonna take a picture of me and fucking
take a screen cap of both of us with in the pop out Discord thing. So it's like my square and your square, and then use generative AI to fill in the gaps between us.
Okay.
And it'll be like we're in one area. Because I'm sure it'll find a way to make because for me, you're to my right, so it'll make a way to have the gumball machine next to you complete and turn somehow into my picture frames on the right side of mine.
Okay. I have to make it full screen to get a side by side because normally you're on top of me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like you're on top of me. It's kind of cool. Like your camera.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that just where it would fill your bottom into my top. Oh, God, that's getting hot. Okay. Well, I have a screenshot that I will now.
Yeah, it does work if you do it like that. Yeah. No, I think if we do like if you do the
with
top
you pointing.
Oh, nice.
That way, maybe it kind of looks like your hand's going into my dick area, so maybe you'll.
Yeah, should I reach over like this? Like grab. I do have a funny picture of me choking Swift. Like I have like my hand going that way, and then he does this.
Is it his? Oh, okay. I was gonna ask. Is it that picture where he's smushed down too, or no?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No.
He's got a funny one like that.
Yeah.
Guess it's just something different. Whatever.
Stalled. I guess you can't put it on here, but I think this is a joke, but I don't know if it's a joke. It might just be real. I think it's just real. There's a Fleshlight that has balls. It's got an asshole and it's got balls. And the balls hang down so far that, like, how do you put the lid on this thing? I guess you would fold up the balls and maybe tuck them into the asshole and then put the lid on. But hold on, I'm just gonna put this isn't a good way to do this because me and Poob are in a private call right now and there's no indicator we're doing a podcast. But I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in the podcast chat. And it's just a so you can go ahead and just put that on screen, Stalt. Full asshole with balls. Fucking Fleshlight. I guess you can't put that on here, can you?
Jesus Christ. I just came out of the bathroom. There was a horrifying feeling of like the dog at my feet is not Pip. I didn't realize my roommate's aunt brought their dog over. And its name is Woodhouse. It's a very cute little dog, but very different shape. Very scary, and I couldn't find Pip, and he's just hiding under my desk. Cute little guy. Yeah. This episode fucking sucks so far. We need something else before it's over. Like an awesome story.
Go check out the podcast chat.
I'm so fucking tired. What? Oh my god. Oh.
How do you close that thing? Swift said maybe you just tuck the balls into the asshole, but like how would you close it?
What do you mean close it?
Like there's a lid that goes on Fleshlights.
Oh.
Yeah. So like how do you lid that fucker up?
Tuck the balls.
I guess you just screw on the lid and the balls would hang out.
Why do you put a lid on it? So like bugs don't go in it and stuff?
I don't know. Just so you don't have to put a lid on it, but like the whole point of the Fleshlight was that it looks inconspicuous. And so you could just have it in
Is
your
it
room.
supposed to look like a flashlight?
Yeah. It's supposed to be it's like a flashlight, but now they're so, they're everywhere. And so people look at it and go, "Oh, that's definitely a flashlight."
That's not a flash. That's not a big old-timey flashlight.
I don't think they were expecting it to get that big, but they're definitely huge.
Yeah, well, for me, you would definitely need a really big one. Like fucking huge, very conspicuous.
Yeah. Do they make XL ones? Or do they just go, "Sir, your dick's too big for pocket pussies.
You should be having sex with women, with real women. Your dick
get
is
like
too
an
awesome.
Actual woman."
How are you not getting laid with that? My God,
your dick is too awesome for a pocket pussy.
Yeah, weird.
I wonder if there's like one guy out there that his dick is so big he hasn't found someone to have sex with, and who are you gonna complain to? Guys, is there a support group out there for dudes whose cocks are
complaining about being a podcaster? No one wants to hear it.
I didn't check the comments on the last one. Did you get fucking torn apart?
No.
Okay.
I didn't check really the comments on much because I was so scared. Yeah. I'm always so scared about what the commenters will say. They kind of own me.
Yeah.
I think it's probably derived from some form of insecurity, but they just own me. They can say one bad thing about me, and I'm like, oh.
It tears you down. Write that down, guys.
You can tell me to kill myself, and I'm gone. Okay,
he's probably gonna do it.
No, it's just the classic. You focus on the negative, but
yeah.
I had some people DM me and be like, "Dude, yeah, it's probably ADHD or something," or like a lot of people have the same feeling. It seems like I think it's a classic, like this age, post high school or college.
Getting your life on track from like having everything selected for you and scheduled for you, and then all of a sudden you have to just become a fully functioning person in society. It's a very slept on, very under looked at age of life, like a coming of age. All those coming of age tales are like
coming of age movie.
The problem is coming of age movies are always like mid-teens. I'm like, no, I'm not talking about being turning into a man. I'm talking about going from a person that is basically useless to being something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a hard part of life.
There ain't no book on it. There's probably thousands, but I'm not going to go look for a book. Yeah,
millions of books.
Yeah, I'm not going to look for them.
I also just don't want to be one of those fucking people. Have you ever just seen someone with a self-help book and you go, "You're weak"?
I'm two of them, and I read them, and I said, "Pussy,
yeah,
you dumb boy, you couldn't think of this before reading this." Be happier. Oh,
if you need a fucking self-help book, then you're just dumb.
Make your bed in the morning. Oh yeah, no shit. I'm not a slob. Okay. Like, tell me how to feel happier.
What's funny is there's nothing that makes me happy because I'm like, that's a really difficult time in life. Like, there should be more help. And then anybody that tries to provide help, I'm like, you fucking suck.
You think you know my life better than me?
All those like Jordan Peterson people are like, even that guy, what's his name? He's like in all the podcasts now. His name's like Huberman. He's like a doctor. Huberman, something. I haven't seen
this guy. He's not in our podcast, so I don't know him.
He's not. He's a fucking nobody. But he's basically on every huge podcast out there.
Oh, fuck. You're not a real podcast, though, this guy. Huberman's been on your thing. I've never heard of him. I never will hear of him.
It's just a bunch of, like, self-help shit. And I'm like, like, those people that just, I guess they're young dudes that don't have anything in life. And so they're like, I'm just going to be listening to... a mentor. My mentor is...
I want to go down a pipeline. I want to go down an alt-right pipeline. I have no men in my life.
I forgot. There's a lot of like the Tate people that are like, my life now, my whole psyche is just wrapped around Aiden Ross or Tate.
I'm going to let this man tell me how to live my life. Kind of gay guys, but whatever. I don't know. I feel like I've never been directly influenced by anyone as much as a lot of people that listen to podcasts are like, I feel like my dad is like that with Joe Rogan.
Is he?
He's like,
I don't let Joe Rogan influence me at all, but
I don't buy his equipment. And, my dad is.
My wife does and straps it on me, and
I don't know. He doesn't really talk about it. He's not like it pushes it in your face.
He's embarrassed by it.
No, he's also not embarrassed. He's just like. He's just like, no one gives a shit what I gotta say about this stuff. Like, I'm not gonna. I don't know. He definitely sends me a lot of like, watch this comedian do this, and I should watch more of his stuff. But also, I feel like a lot of those are like pipelines into being such a nihilist, where it's like nothing. Like, I already think like I'm not gonna really change the world, but I don't need to hear it all the time. Where it's like, everyone sucks and nothing changes, so just don't do anything. I'm like, well, fuck, that sounds pretty. Like give uppy, boring. I don't know, but it comes to like anytime I talk about that kind of stuff,
opposite.
He's like, "Well, both sides, they're both bad. They're both equally bad." I'm like, "What? I don't really think that both like things being pushed are equally bad." But it's like, no, they are. There's not even a point of voting. I'm like, okay,
it's like that level of.
It's like super.
He's like,
it's all like centrist shit. It's like all that.
We call that fence sitting around my house.
Yeah. We call that pussyfooting.
Yep. Pick it. Are you racist or not? Yeah. All right. Do you hate people or do you like people?
Are you a racist?
Yeah. You a pussy or a racist? Those are your options. Yeah.
Yeah. And I am what I eat.
Yep.
So I'm a pussy.
Are you anti-Semitic or are you a Zionist? I think those are your two options. There's no middle ground.
Pick your way, traveler. Is a lie. Western man, choose your path. Do you hate the government?
I pick. I think there's some people that pick anti-Semitic Zionism. Like they want. I heard there was actually. It was this guy that was like,
there's a lot of confusing things out there. It's
confusing, right? But this guy was like, I really want Israel to succeed. I want all the Jews to live in Israel. So then we know exactly where they are. We know exactly where they are. They're all right there in that little town. Yeah, and I was like,
they get all together and they start spreading their ideas around. I want them dispersed.
Yeah, get them out of the media. Put them in Israel. Yeah,
I want them in one big city with no town hall, no common meeting grounds. Yeah, there's a lot of God, yeah. Anytime I go on Facebook, it's like my entire step family and family is like getting in such weird territory. I talked about that one guy where he's getting really into near-death experiences. He's somehow using those as like to push very religious and political.
Oh, yeah.
He keeps talking about like people die and they see God, and he's like white God. And he's like, white Jesus is in heaven. I'm like, where have we gone? Like, what are you talking about right now? It's such weird stuff they're getting into over there where I'm like, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I'm more of just, I'm not helping anyone. You know, ignorance is bliss to me in a lot of those regards where I'm like, fuck it. I'm not gonna, I used to be way more involved in all that shit, like young government, you know, groups and stuff. And now it's like, I guess I'm kind of like my dad, but I'm just less of a.
It'll suck the soul out of you if you go like watch a lot of that stuff. I listen to like the 5-minute NPR thing in the morning. I just go like, yo, play me the news, and it goes like, here's your NPR wrap up or whatever.
World's on fire.
Yeah, and but they don't sensationalize it. So they'll just say like, oh, today 47 children died in a bus shootout, and I go, oh, she said it in such a calm way. Yeah. She described it to me with there's no panic in her voice.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, 46 kids gunned down. Oh, all right.
That this was the news, not the old news.
I get them confused too. I'm like, which insane mass shooting are we talking about here? So,
yeah.
But you know,
that's why
if you just shut off
talk.
Yeah, shut that stuff out of your life, guys.
Movies.
Where are your new Tates? Where are your new Hubermans, your new Joe Rogan, your new lifestyle coach? Go ahead, stop listening to the news. Stop dealing with don't even worry about political shit. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't fucking matter.
Just vote for who we say. Just don't even think about anything. And what if we just all got along? And what if we all happened? What if we all just treated everyone as the best we can this short time we have? We have some fun. We have a little bit of fun while doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And
because I'm all about nihilism. Now, sometimes you like reach into someone else's brand of nihilism. Like I've had Bizzle describe to me his true nihilistic thoughts, and they're depressing. Whereas my nihilism is like, I mean, I'm going to die in a couple fucking decades.
Optimistic nihilism's what they call it, or something. It's like, you know how insignificant everything is, so it kind of gives you purpose of like,
who matter?
Why?
Like, why does it matter? That's why I'm like embarrassing in public, because I'm like, why does it doesn't even matter. I'm probably never going to see these people again. I don't
read
it
a different way where I'm like, I'm never going to see these people again. Why don't I leave a positive little? Oh yeah. Why don't I make their life a little bit better? Why don't I give them a big old tip and a kiss on the cheek?
I don't try to fuck people over or anything, but I definitely don't. It doesn't seem like
that. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, no,
I definitely am just like, I'm doing my own thing, you know, and you should you should be able to pursue whatever and not feel all upset about it. Unless it's lame, like self-help books. Like if you try to pursue anything to make yourself better, then
like
that's
self-improvement clubs and
you should do weird shit, but don't make yourself any better. Don't try to become like a good member of the community. Don't try to help anybody out. Just selfish exploits. That's what you should get into.
This video I'm posting in here, you gotta watch afterwards. This show shaped me in so many ways. Malcolm in the Middle. And Dewey's take on
God.
Yeah, God and nihilism is so.
This is our Tate. This is our Rogan. This guy
is my favorite. I'm gonna say it. He's my favorite of the Malcolm in the Middle brothers, and I'll die on that hill.
There's some moments where he just like talks to his parents. He's like, "You guys have fucked me." Like he explains it. So he's like, I got these people breathing down my neck. I got these shitty older brothers. I'm fucked.
He's got a speech too where, because like the whole thing, like each of them are. This is seasons go on intelligent in their own ways.
Yeah.
And his is the best. He's like a musical prodigy and like our artist. And he's talking to Malcolm about like, at least my like intelligence like brings like laughter and joy and I'm not a freaky little robot or whatever. And it's so like, Malcolm is like the worst character. Even though I still like him. But he's, Francis is a cool one. Reese
absurd.
The cook,
cool
like,
things
really good at cooking
to
awesome.
him. He's more of a straight man. That's just like
he's a very important part.
He's like Jim from The Office, where he just looks at the camera and goes like, "Can you believe these guys?" You know.
Yeah, but then he like complains as much as I do also, and it's like, I don't want to look at that, you know. I would rather the funny little brother. Dude, he's always getting into situations. We don't even talk about Jamie, such an afterthought in the show. Why do so many sitcoms add another kid? My God.
Yeah.
They always do it.
Is Jamie the older one?
Jamie's the baby.
Oh, the baby. Who's the oldest?
Francis, the cool brother.
Francis, yeah. I remember that episode where he very similar to my brother's life. He goes off to like be a rancher or something, a cowboy. Yeah. And I remember my brother getting boots, and then he fucking
dunks them in water or whatever with them on his feet.
Yeah, and then he ends up getting like insane blisters because he's trying to get them to mold to his feet. My brother didn't do that specifically, but I do remember my brother having just like the pull-on boots that he wore for years. And then sometimes he would wear them without socks, and taking off that fucking boot without socks, dude. I've never seen someone so unaware of their own like body odor than like my brother in his teenage years.
Just blind to it.
Yeah, absolutely blind to it. Yeah. And we had just a little hallway in between my room and his room, and the stench sometimes
would waft over.
Yo, come under my door. Yeah.
The green cloud comes rolling in. The crossbones. Fuck, you don't want to smell that.
Yeah.
My flat feet could never. I had a cool pair of cowboy boots when I was a kid because we went through a phase like all, families where my mom was, she's always had a bunch of like cowboy boots and shit, but we got into like bull riding as a spectator sport. But we were on the team of the bulls, we'd root for the bulls in the scenario. And I was, a good pair of cowboy boots, very cool to pull off. But it's like I could wear them for an hour and my feet would be fucking hurting. Like you can't put a pair of orthopedics in a goddamn cowboy boot.
I just feel like they're probably not comfortable anyways.
Yeah, probably not for for the people that shape them to their feet. They can't.
Yeah, I feel like unless you have like the flat toe boxed cowboy boots, those are probably the only ones that are comfortable.
Or the ones that curl.
I would love to get some of those. Yeah, that's a custom edition. I saw a video on how they make them. And they like, you buy a regular cowboy boot and then they extend the tip for you. And they add on
the foreskin of the boot and warp it.
And they sit there and match the leather and everything. But the ones that go up have a tip, and then they have like a little ornament, like a little skull or something on the end. Those are so badass.
It's like a mast of a ship with a... the woman on it. So cool.
Well, you don't walk on that part. Yeah. Why don't they on the bottom, like put like a lady or something? Like something.
Holding, fat tits. A biker chick wearing a denim jacket with tits underneath, bare tits. Oh my God. It's so sweet. And she's got one of those little weird biker hats where it's like kind of like no brim. I don't know what those are.
A biker hat, no brim.
You know what I'm talking about? Those like no brimmed, like they're almost like a chef hat, but not like. Am I making this up? It's like a biker hat. It's like fat people wear them with sunglasses. Biker hat. They're
biker hat, no brim. The only biker hats I can think of,
but not. I couldn't find one.
They wear like the pickle hob things sometimes, like the.
I don't know what that is.
Like the World War I German hat with like the little spike on it.
Yeah.
They wear those sometimes, and then they also wear like the Nazi helmets sometimes. I've noticed. I'm like, why are these bikers like so? They have such a German, like a look to them.
The Tom of Finland hats.
Yeah, but
okay, well,
I get the feeling that like a lot of those like early biker gangs, they probably were guys that were in World War II, came back and were like, I can't just get back into society after going through that shit. And so they would have like,
I'm going to be a little like the enemy.
No, I think they would wear them as like a trophy, like I killed a fucking guy for this. And then very quickly in like a 2-decade period, all of a sudden, like biker gangs are like super white supremacists, and they're like, "We are the guys, we are the racists," and I just feel like it's not very. I don't know. It's like they lost their roots real quick, real fucking quick. But I've seen some of those, like I get lost in the YouTube Shorts loops.
Oh God!
And I keep
need to get on TikTok.
Yeah, I need to up my game. I'm trying to quit, dude. I don't want to go to an app dedicated to that shit.
Dude, every once in a while, like Mead sends me a YouTube short. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Don't send me this shit.
But I was looking at these. It's a guy like breaking down things that you can and can't do at like a motorcycle club, and they have so many. They got so many fucking rules and shit, and there's like so many.
They were
like,
about freedom.
Yes, that's exactly my point. They're like, yeah, you can't, like, don't ask anybody about their patches. Don't touch the vest. If you touch somebody else's vest, that's a sign of disrespect. Don't like, you can't do this. Don't look these people in the eyes. And there's like all these unspoken rules. I'm like, this sounds like a fucking lame ass like a treehouse you're being invited up to, where like the guy that owns the treehouse. Have you ever like been to another kid's treehouse and they always have these stupid rules?
Sorry, I was the kid with the treehouse.
You probably had all the rules. You were probably like, don't touch the magazines.
One rule.
This pillow's mine to sit on.
One rule, it says no old farts allowed. Okay, so that's my one rule I got. Kids only. I can't go in it anymore. But it's. My mom told me actually the other day they're gonna tear it down because the tree. I'm like, wow. And my childhood dog's dying. They told me the other day they're gonna have to put him down. I'm like. And they don't even, there's no semblance of, like, it looks like in that house I never lived there because my room's been converted. And now my tree house is being torn down and my dog's dying. I'm like, it feels like everything about me is being wiped away.
Yeah, where's you? Yeah, you're not there.
There's nothing.
This isn't my home anymore.
And my mom's always like, why don't you come home? I'm like,
home? Yeah. What's mine there? I was going to sleep in the treehouse and you burned it down. Yeah. I was going to cuddle to my dog, but you let him die of old age.
Yeah, but you killed him. He's like 15. But you did this.
But you euthanized him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna sleep in my bedroom, but it's a bowling alley now. Like,
they went too far because originally, when I was in college, my bedroom was completely untouched. I'm like, Mom, it looks like I died. Yeah. And you've got like a memorial. Like you can, do a little, and it's like they took it as like, okay, this kid never even fucking stayed a night here, and now I look around, it's a ghost town of me. And I love me in places. It's like on the fridge, like 50 pictures of my little sister. It's like one little, like, I think I'm in the background of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a curse of the middle child, much like Malcolm. I'm a lot like Malcolm. I wish I was Dewey. God, I wish I were Dewey. But, yeah, sorry, you're saying about treehouse clubs, which I didn't know were a thing with rules.
Oh, no. I never had a treehouse growing up. I really wanted.
But you had to go to them where people.
Yeah, I went to other people's
rules.
houses. Yeah, they act like it's their actual fucking house, dude. Yeah. Like it's not a house. Yeah. Like no, only I get to do this and that.
Mine was kind of gross because it was in the woods and had an open side and then a side with screen. So birds would fly in and die all the time. So every time I had to open up the trap door, I'd be like, I really don't like dealing with dead birds. And so I'd always be like, oh, fuck, what is that? And beautiful cardinal with its neck snapped. My God.
I've always wanted one of those, and unfortunately, we just don't have the climate for it here. But the tree houses from like the Sandlot, the tree house from Step Brothers, where Stand By Me, I think, has a tree house.
What are you talking about? Classic, just tree house, like
it's a full ass dwelling where like they have like string lights in there. They have maybe candlelight or whatever, but they could actually have like stuff to sit on, and they keep magazines and like comics and stuff up there. But like it's just so humid here that it would be like a mildew factory if I had like an enclosed actual
like porn mags.
Yeah, everything's all
they're all moldy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I have the perfect tree for a treehouse, and I'm like, dude, I have to do my kids like the way that it should be done. Like I should provide them a treehouse that I didn't get to have.
It's your duty.
I had this fucking magnolia tree in the backyard that was perfect for a treehouse. It was perfect. The magnolia trees have so many low branches that you could, as a kid, I could just walk up to it, grab branches, and just climb it like a ladder. Like it was a perfect tree for it. And it was big around. It was a huge tree. And I would sit up there all the time. I'd climb high enough that I could see over the top of the house.
Whole state.
I would get up over the house and I could see kids playing on the street in the front yard.
I'll show them.
Yeah, and I would just sit up there and I would be like a hawk. I would just be like, they don't know I'm looking at them, but I'm looking at them. I'm up here. And I was always like, why?
I'll teach them to not invite me.
Why won't my fucking parents build me a goddamn treehouse?
Because they hate you.
No, I realized what it is. Now that I'm a parent, it's actually really hard to build a dwelling up in the air. Like it's like a feat of engineering. Yeah. Not only that, but like once you make it, it's like, is this safe enough for like me to put kids in? Like,
I'm surprised that it was like a birthday present in like 5th grade. It was cool. It was cool, but I also like pretty quickly was at the age where I'm like, I don't really.
You're too old for it.
It would have been better like 1st grade, 2nd grade.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I had like a swing attached to it. On my birthday, my current roommate used to be such a monster as a child. He's like one of those, no offense, like friend bully kind of types. Like I told you, he's always been big too. So he's been way bigger than me.
Yeah.
And on that birthday, my mom set up a water balloon fight. And all the water balloons were up in the treehouse, and she was going to show me the treehouse and be like, go up there, like, see what's up there. And then with all my friends, we're going to do one. This guy fucking climbs up there first and there's a cinder block up there over the trap door and stands on it so none of us can get up there. And then he just starts fucking pelting with water balloons, uses like almost the entire cache. And I was like, what the fuck? Like none of us could get any so much stronger. I had to get my older brother to come out there and fucking like, like just being a teenager at that point, he was able to throw him off, but he almost ruined it all. Actually, really fucking, I've never gotten over that. I'm going to kill him one day. No, he's totally cool now. But there's actually like 5 birthdays where there's memories of him doing something not, kind of fucked up. He's also just super hyper kid. My mom still talks about like anytime she sees him, like every party he'd come to as a kid, he'd somehow break glass and like into it. Like there'd be glass in his hair. And he'd just fucking be running around. He's just like a little monster. He's grown up a lot, though, since being a child. He was a very hyper kid. And one of our family friends thought his mom, because his mom's super sweet, like nicest lady. It's the same guy, though, also where his dog, like, tore up my back. They've got, like, crazy animals and stuff. And I actually don't know if I should tell the story. I don't know if I've ever told his name. His name, in a way, is probably doxing, because it's, like, a name not many people have. I'll skip this tale, but just a really, really bad person, just an awful person. No, he's super sweet. Now, he built me this office and everything. He does a lot.
Dude, I'm thinking about doing that. I was talking to you about getting like a room divider, and now I've settled on this. I have like this green screen area that is actually so large that it's a detriment to like. I need like a place to store equipment, and so I'm thinking about building a false wall.
Is too large.
The production area is too large.
Too many square feet.
I'm thinking about building a false wall, just like a little dividing wall, so that I can like wheel my lights behind it and just give them the fuck out of the way. And I'm gonna get light tracks in here, hanging from the ceiling. It's gonna be badass. It's just in the future.
Set up a little set. I'll come down for a live podcast every once in a while.
Oh, that'd be badass. I actually have like this is like a little, what is that called? An ensuite. You got your own like bedroom, you got your own TV, you'd have your own computer, you'd have your own shower, your own bathroom.
I'm going to need a little more than that. I'm going to need my own porn mags. I'm going to need my own internet. I
have to get a different internet connection for you. Run a new line.
I don't want you looking at what I've been looking off. It's very personal.
I bring my own modem, and you better have a coaxial waiting for me when I get there.
I've got my storage unit of hard drives of old porn I like to sift through.
Dude, what do I do with those? I have a bunch of old hard drives from just old computers.
I've got some too where I'm like,
what do you do?
I've always been like, well, one day, there's some shit on there I want to look at. No, I'm never going to look at that.
I've emptied mine. I got a USB.
I didn't empty mine.
Like 3.5 inch drive thing where I slip it in the top, like the hard drive will go in there and then I just read it like
the data.
Yeah, it sucks it out. And I've emptied them and now I'm like, do I just smash them with a hammer and put them in the garbage or like, what do I do with them?
Yeah, I'm kind of scared, like, I'm going to die at some point and people are going to go through my shit. There's a couple things I got to get in order. Not anything crazy, but, some porn here, some porn there, whatever.
Needs to be deleted.
I've never saved porn, but just, like, personal things where I'm like...
Dude, I went through a phase of that where I'm
just, like, already a secretive person. I just don't want people going through my shit when I die. I want them to take it. Like, I want to give it away. But only, I need to make a living will now.
Yeah.
Like, very particular who gets what.
I went through a phase where I would save pornography, and I had such a concerning stockpile. And then I realized that like this is just so smog like
happen like
there's no
Y2K.
I never go back to it, you know, like I would never go in there and look at it. I would just be like, I would see something new and be like, I need this for my collection.
She's so hot.
Yeah.
I'll
put her in my little collection. And then I was like, this is like a Terry Crews, like classic porn addiction issue. I just need to stop saving it. And now I've just dialed back on watching it. I don't even watch it that much anymore.
Perfect time if Brian was here, he could contribute. I have so much porn saved.
I don't think
I know he's got that website. He's got some sort of secret server or something where he hides his porn.
I'm actively quitting. I think he is getting deeper into the rabbit hole.
Up.
Yeah, he's ramping up hard. I love how he's got
favorite directors and shit.
Who the fuck? Oh, dude, this guy does excellent camera work.
Oh my god, it's just
I actually don't follow talent. I don't follow porn actors. I just do the cameraman and
the lighting, the cinematography. Lighting. My god, the sound design. Wet. You never heard of porn so wet.
A porn cinematographer he's the best. This guy's like the Roger Deakins of smut. Dude.
He knows what I want. He knows what I want. I feel like anyone could direct a good porn. If you just have watched a porn you like before, just like I know all the beats.
Yeah,
I feel like I could make a really good, classy porn.
Well, the problem is that there's so much that porn. Yeah, like you're just retreading at some point. So
you'd have to put your own little touch on it, but nothing too crazy. You need to go crazy. I'd have a little bit of like suspense, maybe a little bit. It'd be like more like a smut film. It'd be something about it.
You know what's weird is like porn consumption's I would think it detrimental to your romantic relationships, right? If you overconsume it. What about the people that make it? Do you think their sex lives are all fucked up, like their personal lives are all fucked up?
I don't know. It probably does something to you.
Yeah.
It must. Yeah, if you're the person really behind the camera.
Yeah.
And you're telling them like wetter.
Have you ever seen Boogie Nights?
You know what? I actually haven't, and I don't want you to tell a lot about it because it's one of the top on my list. I know good. I will like it. I know Alfred Molina's in it.
Yeah,
so I'm excited about that. I've seen that picture,
and he's great in it.
R.I.P. Yeah.
And but there's a lot of just casual like people. There's just fucking going on in the background, and the people are just talking about like. I kind of want to do like more of a natural lighting on this, and it's
if you really separated it, maybe it would actually be less detrimental than watching that much porn. Like if you're just you're just there to do your job and be an artist.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe it's I don't know, less than like people that watch a lot of porn are like, this is what sex should be.
Yeah,
I want sex like this with porn. I don't fully understand where you get to the point where porn becomes detrimental to your love life. Is it people being like, I want sex to be like this, or what? What do people take away from porn that ruins like sex for them? Is what I don't get.
Yeah.
As a person that's experienced that, what is that? What do you? What is porn ruining? I
think it's just I would sit down at the computer, and I would go to like. I'd be like, I could like work right now, or I could just look at like some boobs or something. And it would, I would just spend like a lot of time in my day, like every fucking like 7 minutes, I'd like open up a tab, be like,
so crazy, dude. Just like casually looking up porn like that. Yeah, like
casually, just like I have to see someone fucking naked right now. And I literally, And then, and I realized like a lot of my workday was just being sucked down the drain. Just
well, you're always like, I got to work from 9 to 5, 4 hours. That's porn.
Yeah, 4 hours of it was porn. Like,
oh my God,
maybe 4 days ago. But now I'm kidding. I've been in recovery for years now. Yeah. I'm fine.
Days of recovery.
Yeah.
I haven't jerked off in like 2 hours. How long have we been recording? I've been jerked off in since 10 minutes before this episode
Well, notice
went live.
You actually can't see my hands, so I've been jacking off half of this episode.
Bouncing around. Yeah, someone's going to think I'm fucking bouncing on it. I have a chair attachment. Oh. And I jerk off like that, too. You know, all sorts of jerking off. Honestly, I kind of don't want to ever get a pocket pussy because, like, what if it is as awesome as people love them. What if I try it and I'm like, that was sweet, and
it's
then I've got to
way
be a
better
guy
than your
and
hand.
then I have to clean that, and I have to fucking
the cleaning sucks.
I have to like manage. I have to put it somewhere where like I don't want my roommate to see that I have that. My roommate and his girlfriend just broke up, and he's like, I might get a blowjob machine. I'm like, geez, I know a guy with one of those. Like, God.
I wouldn't do it. Yeah. That's a waste of money.
Dude, we used to be a country. Both hands.
Okay, so the problem is if you have the issue of it takes you too long to nut, a pocket pussy simulates the feeling of a woman.
Instead of like you just clearly like using your hand for like a while. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Instead of like I said I would tug on that thing like I was a dock worker pulling a ship in.
What if you're a guy where like after one you're exploding? Is that like then a pocket pussy would be?
No, I guess good? I think at that point you should probably jack off like 7 times before you go to have sex, and maybe like beat the tip of your penis with a hammer so that it's as dead as possible.
An hour of foreplay, and then when she's already like, oh, I'm like, now it's time for my explosion.
You treat it like you're checking oil, just bloop, bloop.
Rockets engage, thrusters.
Poke in, poke out.
I do so much setup, and then I just go in and just...
like a pit crew putting gas in a car.
Yeah, I pat
for 1 second.
Yeah. Bing, bing, bang, bang, tweak, tweak, tweak. Yeah. It's over in a minute for both of us, and her hair is blown back and she's covered in sweat. She looks like a cartoon bomb blew up in her face.
Yep.
And I'm cool as a cucumber. I go, okay, now I got to get back to work. That I do. And I come down here and I toil. I tinker with my apparatuses, and she's up there fucking half asleep, dude. Not during.
She's blown away.
Yeah,
she's blown away.
Dead asleep.
One instance, she was watching fucking I don't know, like some fucking TV show, and the next second, this guy comes in and does a pit stop on her.
Yeah. I'm like, should we
leaves her
Netflix?
Completely disheveled
before the show's even picked? She's fucking.
You hit the Netflix button, and before the the Netflix noise,
I get in every crevice.
And you walk out when the N is turning into the Netflix logo.
My fingers are blistered, and there's smoke coming off my skin. There's steam coming off. Was that as good for you as it was for me? Yeah, I just put in that extra work, and that's what I would do for you. Any women listening to this podcast? I did. I didn't. I don't know what I was about to say. I did that once. I have no idea where that sentence was going.
And that wasn't a joke. Maneuver. That was real. Yeah. That was
everything I say is real. I make them come so hard they cry. That sounds gross.
Are you one of those, like, have you ever heard of people manifesting?
I knew what manifesting is. Yeah. Do I manifest?
No, I think that's asking? Like the lamest shit I've ever fucking seen in my life is manifesting.
Yeah, I think it's just like, it's almost like just a layer of confidence, right? It's just like believing in yourself.
A layer of confidence. Believing in yourself is one thing, because that means you're setting goals and achieving towards them. Manifesting is you're openly lying about your...
Or it's like this video and you'll find a windfall of money through manifestation. What the fuck are you talking about?
I've seen like a lot of rappers and stuff are like, oh, I make like this much money and I got this. It's like, I guess they fake it till they make it, but they're faking it. They claim it's just manifesting. And I'm like, I feel like you're just like lying about your status in life to, I guess, to feel better about not being in that status.
I think faking it till you make it's definitely something some people pull off very well. I've done it. My family's done it. A lot of people I know have kind of faked it till you make it. But yeah, just like I think manifesting without a plan is just like daydreaming. Yeah. And like just kind of hoping shit happens to you that's good, which isn't really realistic.
Yeah.
And it probably can be detrimental to some people where they're like, well, I manifested it. Like, when am I going to get that hot chick and all that money? Yeah, I don't really think there's anything. I think that kind of falls in. It's similar. Like, people, I've noticed a lot of people that I know that are into manifesting it falls into like astrology and like that kind of the crystals. And
now there's some people that go about it a different way. Like, if they just like, let's say streaming, they think they're the biggest streamer in the world, and they just pretend like their small stream is a huge stream, you know, and they give it the effort that they would give a bigger stream. Some people get the idea that they're like, oh, I'll do all this stuff once I'm big. I'm like, you're not going to get big unless you do that stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Fair. Like, you have to put in that work for people to even start recognizing you. But those people that do that extra, put in it, like it is criminal how few views FobTech gets. And I'm like, dude, this guy
you're telling me, dude.
He's putting in the fucking work, man. he puts so much effort into it, and it's just
I mean, there's thousands, not tens of thousands of streamers out there that do, maybe not to his degree, because I mean, he's really a master at what he does, but yeah, they put in an incredible amount of effort, and they don't. And then it's like, yeah, you watch someone that's like the biggest streamer in the world, and they're like watching a YouTube video like, like, how the fuck is this fair? It's not, you know, it's like,
it's not a meritocracy for sure.
A lot of people get lucky. I mean, that's anytime I talk about, like, when I have to talk in real life about how I do Twitch and shit, it's like, there's such a degree of luck. Also, I mean, I just did it for a while. Like, we have a friend, God, I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast, who's always like, he just talks about like, oh, your job's so easy. Like, that's what I want to do. I'm like, then you're not doing it though. Like, he streamed for like a month and was like, I didn't get any viewers. Like, this sucks. I'm like, yeah, I streamed for like a year and no one was in there. Like, you don't, you don't just fucking, you still have to do it. And even then, it's not a set, it's like one of the, it is a job where it's very much like there's no guarantee at all. So I don't even know how you get that attitude.
The only reason I'm here is persistence through. Yeah. Like, I've been making videos for like 10 years, and I had a goddamn side job for most of it.
I'm here through, you know, I got lucky. I met Aqua and Russ, and then we met through that, and you know, that's why I'm on the podcast, I guess. But and then to another degree, I'm just so funny. Yeah. And I'm so talented. And I used to do more bits, but you have to do this, you know, you have to earn your keep. And it's like, yeah, I'm not like a successful streamer. I mean, I can do it as a living, I guess, but it's like, it's bad. I think it goes both ways, where you shouldn't really pay too much attention to what other people are doing, because you'll either be like jealous, or you'll be like, this guy sucks. Why does he suck? Or why is he so popular? And then you see people like FobTech where it's like, this isn't fair. Yeah. This guy does so much fucking cool, funny bits. Like, why does he not have 1,000 viewers?
Accessibility.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess accessibility is a big, I mean, that's like the classic YouTube, like Minecrafter YouTubers like blew up and shit. It's like, well, you have to cast a wider net.
It sucks because you do have to come to terms with the fact that you do have to split between doing something that's completely self-indulgent and doing something that people actually give a shit about. Yeah. And finding that line that you're willing to sacrifice on is that's an important aspect to it. But more than anything, if you're listening to this and you want to be doing what we do, there's a lot of people out there that are super talented, that have great streams, have great YouTube channels, and then they don't find success within like a 6 month to a year period, and then they get butthurt. Well, and so honestly, I uploaded absolute shit for like 6 years and didn't have what I would consider like reasonable success. And then it gave me.
When did you start though?
2010, maybe.
Like, how old were you?
20.
Okay. I was going to say a lot of people are like they're in a
19.
position where they have to work constantly. Like, you can't really take that risk.
Oh, no, like at night I had a job at the time. And you don't have to, if you have honestly, what's more important than editing and any of that shit is just a good idea. If you have like a good idea for something, good idea wins every time, or a good story wins every time. Doesn't not have to be edited well.
Funny.
Yeah, funny.
Well, if that's I mean, some people are, not everyone's like funny YouTubers. Some people are like analytical and stuff. It's a goddamn,
dude, I'm telling you, funny is a learned skill. That shit does not come au naturel. I mean,
some people get a natural. I feel like there's
there are people learned, that are naturally funny,
natural
but
elements to it. I think that help,
and some people don't have an ear for it. If that makes sense,
because it's like some people, it's like you'd think they'd be funny. Like they got funny parents. Like where are they? Not funny at all. But also, humor's so subjective. It's like they could be fucking hilarious to someone else.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, it's hard to. There's no quantifiable like you are funnier.
My mom was
you
so
got more
pissed
laughs
off
per minute
because she was going to Albany, Georgia, to go see some comedian. And I looked up the comedian, and it's
you
just
might be a redneck, like some.
No, it was just this lady that like. There's so many of these comedians that just go like, "Mom suffer." Am I right, ladies? Like those type comedians, like mom problems.
Exactly
am I right?
The type of comedian I'd be, but ironically, it's awesome.
That would be a funny if you do a whole hour of just like those mom jokes. Am I right, ladies?
I just got a crowd of middle-aged women.
Yeah, and then your next special is just tearing them down. So you build them up.
I cook, I clean, I raise them. Yeah, just like complete pandering to that crowd.
And then your second special is just like
Father's Day special the next weekend. Yeah,
you come dumb on, bitches.
All I do is sit home and you work. Right, fellas. That'd be awesome. And then I do one for the kids. Parents, right? I hate parents. I get the whole family.
There was this TV show called like Last Comic Standing, and there was a segment where they had them like, here's your audience. Like they were working on like a good like 5-minute
type 5.
A type 5. And and they pulled it at the last minute. They're like, oh, by the way, your audience is nothing but 5th graders. And they were like, fuck. This one guy's like, I have like Dick Cheney jokes. Like, what the like these kids don't know who the fuck that is.
Start talking about teachers and parents.
There's people.
5th grader would be so easy to make laugh.
There's people just going out there doing like blowing strawberries and getting laughs.
Oh yeah.
They were just like,
yeah.
Doing
but
fart
if they
noises.
didn't laugh, it'd be so awkward.
Yeah.
If you were floundering in front of a bunch of 5th graders, it'd be so horrible.
Everybody's rolling their eyes.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I could do stand-up comedy. Like it's the fear of failures.
Oh,
that's what keeps so many people. Yeah. Can't do it.
I think you need that in life. I think
I think I get too comfortable.
Not you, but everybody. I think everybody needs
bringing myself into it.
Yeah.
I'm just making it about me.
No, I just didn't want that to be a pointed insult to you. I didn't want you to perceive it as like you need that, you son of a bitch.
You need to fail more.
I think getting humiliated in front of people, and then if you just get completely numb to it, you know, like part of acting training, they're supposed to go out and embarrass themselves, and it's like
the big.
It's so
like
freeing once
you do
realize
enough Impractical Jokers, you can do anything. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I still have too much shame in my body, I think, and I need to expunge it somehow through public humiliation. But it's hard, you know. It's like
what helps me is doing those mail time streams. If I'm just like if I say something and it just doesn't land on mail time stream, I'm like. But then I'm like, I'm still alive. I have to keep going.
I double down so often if I am with a group and I see it doesn't land, then I really try to like make it not land even further, which I think's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm not bad. Like I like in-person stuff so much more. I mean, that's why like a podcast with a guest where we're in the room would be awesome. Because like I just feel like I can flow so much better. Like if I'm just hanging out with my friends, you know, trying to make them laugh and shit. And like in person, like I go to a bar, like I'm always trying to talk to people and stuff. Like it's kind of like getting me not like out of my comfort zone, but yeah, like it helps because sometimes people are like, fuck off, dude. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, at least I tried.
Yeah.
And I was telling my friend like a couple months ago, we were at a bar and he's gotten like way more awkward over there. He used to be like a total way too high of a degree of like class clown, where he'd like in high school like trip himself and throw his tray. Like he like thrived on like public humiliation. Like he would be like, it's funny.
Yeah.
And now it's like he can't even look at a waiter in the fucking eyes. And
some people get beaten down by society, dude. I'm telling you.
No, but he was doing it like he liked it. Like he was doing it on purpose. And we were at a bar, and I like the whole night I'm like, dude, like come on, like loosen up, blah blah blah. And he went to the bathroom and he came back like fucking 1,000-yard stare. And he's like, dude, I tried to be like you in the bathroom. Like I went in there and there was two guys pissing and they were talking about the big UFC fight on tonight. And he's like, I love UFC. And so when I was washing my hands, he tried to just make like the most innocuous comment about like, oh yeah, like you guys think he's going to win? And they both just like blank face turned and like went from laughing to like stared him down and didn't say a word. And he was like, okay, like sorry, and left. I'm like, well, that's like the most inhuman response I've ever heard. Like that's so rare. Like the worst guy got the worst response.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm like, I don't even know how you get that reply out of people where they're like
body language. Did he say it
was
weirdly?
Like, I really hope. Yeah, no,
or was it accusatory?
Like
you
weirdo.
think he's gonna win?
And like this is horrible, but I feel like if you do look weird, like people might take it weird. Like he's a very normal.
Yeah.
Like he's like an attractive dude. Like I don't know, he's just something went wrong, and maybe his body language, or maybe. I don't know what he did to make them
it's
so angry.
Sad when you see someone that gets their mojo taken from them halfway through life, or their swagger's gone. And that happens. That happens. Yeah. The weed
does happen.
The weed.
He's some friend that I've talked about who like smoked too much weed. And now he's like, if he smokes, he's like, something changed.
Yeah.
His social ability.
Well, did he hit his 20s? Because when you hit your 20s, that's when like.
I think you also start to people that get too into themselves. Like I do sometimes. Like I constantly every night when I go to bed, I'm thinking about everything. Like
every social interaction you've had that day.
No, I'm thinking about. Yeah, I've thought of like every time I've said something so humiliating, or I like DM'd a YouTuber I like, hey, I love your stuff. Like follow me back. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I, like, what do I always think back to shit like that where I'm like, you stupid fucking idiot. But I'm not like that. I should count my blessings
because I only have one instance of that like, like right when you're about to fall asleep and you're like, oh, just the most embarrassing thing crawls into your, I've said it before, but I was trying to talk to my boss and thank her for giving me the job. And then I ended up just like, in front of the entire office, just like, and like couldn't. Yeah. And the only thing I was able to say was like, I have like so much money right now. And she was like, okay. And I was like a 15-year-old. I was trying to just say like, this is like the first time I've been able to like fill up my car and like take my girl out to a date and, like have money left over, because it was just high school time where I used to work a job where I would go to the job and get paid just so I could afford to fill up my gas tank to go to the job, if that makes sense. Every bit of my money that I earned was just gas tank to gas tank. And oh, hey, honey. Hey, Daddy. How you doing? Yeah.
You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
this kid can barely talk.
Yeah. She's taking stuff out of the car, so she's with me.